boy, Big Ghost Rider, man. Whoever in the stream, like, I want to say good morning to you. Hope you double tap the video for me, like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you guys come in and view it after it was pre-recorded. So, cruising with Ghost Rider, you know what I'm saying? You with your boy, fat boy, big boy. You know what I'm saying? It's February the 3rd, man. Like this morning, basically, I mean, we're pretty much going to be talking about immigration again. And I think it's completely necessary that we do so because there's a new story, a new immigration story that has came up. So, guys, if y'all give me a second. Good morning, Montano. Good morning. Good morning. How's it going? Thank you for liking the video. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to get started in just a second. Good morning, guys. So, this morning, you guys don't know, we're going to be talking about TPS. So that's temporary protective status. Basically, what temporary protective status in the context that we're talking about is for the Haitians. So there's 350,000, listen to me, the number, over 250,000. 350,000, that's larger than a lot of American cities. You know what I'm saying? I would have to say the majority of American cities. You have Haitians that are in America. And basically, you know, I want to start off with understanding President Trump's immigration policy. You know? So his immigration policy basically is just anybody who is illegal, he wants to take them out the country. I can't say that. As far as I've seen, what y'all know, what y'all seen. You see what I'm saying? I can't say that maybe he's discriminatory to one group more than the other. But I can say for certain that he does not like Haitians and he does not like Somalians. You see what I'm saying? So understanding his immigration policy, I could kind of see why, you know, he wants to get rid of their temporary protective status. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to deport people, but him personally not liking certain groups of people, I don't know about that. We're going to discuss that this morning. You know what I'm saying? Also, we're going to look at some poll numbers. That's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with some poll numbers. And those poll numbers, basically, we're going to show how the majority of Americans, you know what I'm saying? They want legal immigration. If you allow Ghost Rider to speak for the majority of the Americans, as I try to do on a lot of times, because I believe that my voice accurately represents the majority of the American voting public, I believe that a majority of Americans want legal immigration. Do y'all agree or disagree? We don't want a whole bunch of people who we do not know coming into our country. I would say the majority of Americans are like that. But the thing is we want it done in a correct way. And I think that's what the issue is with President Trump. We're going to go ahead and jump into the story, guys, okay? So the Gallup story that I'm giving y'all is from July the 11th in 2025. And I'm doing this on purpose because I want to progressively show you how when President Trump first got elected, what Ghost said is accurate. We want legal immigration in America, point blank, period. I'm not saying that's the main reason why he got elected, but like that's part of the reason why he got elected. He's strong on immigration, always has been, okay? July 11, 2025, The story highlights from this Gallup poll is 30% of Americans want immigration decreased. So that means in July 11th of 2025, 70% of Americans wanted immigration either where it was or increased. 70%. 70%. Record high 79% consider immigration good for the country. That was in July the 11th of 2025, y'all. Support down for border wall, mass deportations. Where y'all think it is today? Good morning, Titan Brew. Y'all please double tap the screen for me, like the video, subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't already. Where do you guys think that the American public stand with immigration today? According to Gallup, on July 11, 2025, 70% of Americans wanted immigration or deportations to or immigration to stay where it was or to increase. And 79, nearly 80% of Americans considered immigration good for the country. Can go speak for the majority of the people. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is right now that recent polls show a majority of Americans, not necessarily that they don't think immigration is good for the country, not necessarily that they want immigration decrease, but the majority of Americans disapprove of President Trump's handling of immigration. It's not the policy, it's the enforcement, it's the style. You could say it's the same talking point, but this is a brand new story. We're getting into it. Haitian TPS, temporary protective status. Okay, we're going to get to it. Approval ratings dropping to a record lows, nearly 39% by late January 2026. So you went from 70% of the American people who wanted immigration to stay the same or increase in July of 2025, 6-7 months ago, to now in January, according to Gallup, 39% of people approve of President Trump's handling of the economy. Golly, man. Views are sharply polarized with strong GOP support countered by widespread opposition to mass detentions and harsh enforcement. Okay? Declining approval. Approval ratings for his immigration approach have fallen, hitting lows around 39% in late January, according to a Reuters Ipsos poll. Majority disapprove, according to Gallup, and other surveys consistently show over 60% of Americans, including independents, disapprove of his what, Ghost? Of his methods. Of his methods. I'm saying we've been talking about this for a while. So me giving you these numbers for you guys who come in the live stream all the time, you like, hey, Ghost, we talk about this all the time. So you just put numbers behind something that we probably already know. What I'm trying to tell you, the story for today, the news story for today, the reason why we're talking about immigration again is about the Haitian temporary protective status. I'm saying this situation is not going to help President Trump at all. Imagine trying to remove 350,000 people. The majority of them, we'll talk about it in a second, have been in America for at least 10 years. And I'm saying, Ghost, they're going to remove them. I mean, President Trump, he's got the authority to, he's the head of the federal government. You might be right about what you're saying in principle. And in the end, who knows, the Supreme Court might give him the authority to remove them. But what I'm telling you is that's going to look incredibly inhumane. That's why I gave you the numbers starting in July of 2025. In July of 2025, the majority, 70% of Americans were okay with what was going on and what he was doing. But today, only 40%. You lost 30% of Americans approving a policy or the execution of a policy within 6 months. And what I'm trying to tell you, if you uproot 350,000, imagine how many people that is dispersed all over this country. I've seen people from Ohio coming out on TV saying they don't want the Haitians to leave. You got to understand, like I said, these people have been here for a while. They're rooted in the community. They're friends, they're neighbors, they're church members. And I'm saying the Guardian. So this story was published by the Guardian yesterday. So don't take Ghost's word for it. Get at the Guardian. A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from stripping temporary protected status from up to 350,000 Haitians, a status that allows them to legally live and work. They taxpayers in the United States amidst the turmoil in their homeland. Not only to speak, I didn't even speak on the turmoil in their homeland. I'm saying you always hear President Trump talk about how bad Haiti is, and what he's saying really isn't true. Haiti is a failed nation. It's the poorest nation in our hemisphere. Haiti is being ruled right now by a gang leader named Barbecue. A gang. I mean, who wants to have a leader named Barbecue? Raise your hand. This guy's a gang leader, and he's leading their nation. You guys don't remember their president was assassinated. Haiti is a failed nation. It's a third world country, and you want to send these people back to where? Judge Ana Reyes issued a temporary stay that prevents Kristi Noem, the U.S. Homeland Security Secretary, from implementing her decision to remove the status known as TPS, which was scheduled to expire on Tuesday. This is killing and killing. Good morning, Donnie, and good morning, Tight Brew, and killing and killing and killing and killing Republicans, bro. You guys, bro, I know they gotta be on the phone with President Trump. I'm talking about Lindsey Graham. I'm talking about Thad Cochran. I'm talking about Ted Cruz, and they like, President Trump, what are you doing? Because if you Republicans can't see this, bruh, you listen, the 350,000, we could break down in the numbers and we could see how many Haitians in Ohio who got temporary protective status, what states they're in, how many's in Minnesota, how many's in Michigan and Wisconsin. Because all I think about is an election. But what I'm saying is you got a Haitian in a church somewhere in America, who's cool with a family, a Midwestern family, a Caucasian family. Should I break it down? A white family. They love them to death. In Wisconsin somewhere, they voted for President Trump. I'm saying these are real life scenario, but there's a human cost to this. These people are in and have been in these communities for over a decade. They're living and working. They have coworkers. They're going to churches. I'm saying if you could say Haiti is a blank hole nation and you could find maybe 100 or so Haitian criminals in America and demonize an entire race. But I'm saying you really gonna remove 300. This does not help Republicans. It does not help President Trump. It looks horrible. Donnie, if the Republicans are able to pull this off, it looks horrible. Slipping and points. This is a human issue. It's not really, even though the judge blocked it, President Trump and them with the Supreme Court getting the final decision, they might win this battle. It's a good chance, y'all, that they'll win this battle. But regardless if they win this battle or not, it's a human price that we paying. And I'm saying, to me, the fact that this would be even up for consideration, y'all get down in the comments and let me know. The judge notes that Noem, in announcing her decision to revoke TPS for Haitians, referred to those seeking refuge in the United States as killers, leeches, or entitlement junkies. Killers, leeches, and entitlement junkies. If you Republicans want to know why your poll numbers keep slipping, on immigration. This is why. You are classifying 350,000 people, think about that, as killers, leeches, and entitlement junkies. How many killers do you think are in that 350,000 Haitians? How many? Leeches, entitlement junkies, I'm saying those words are very derogatory. I don't see how they're helping your cause at all. She notes that the plaintiffs who asked her to block the order 5 Haitians, TPS holders, are not, it emerges, killers, leeches, or entitlement junkies. Oh, Ghost, the judge just said what you just said. All Haitians aren't killers, leeches, and entitlement junkies. I'm saying, baby, we in 2026, and we still demonizing an entire race of people. I'm saying this is 350,000 people, and you know out of this 350,000 people, you probably ain't got one killer in there. As far as them being leeches and entitlement junkies, they in the majority of these people sought asylum. In some cases, they were almost invited to the United States. And they take advantage of everything any other immigrant is taking advantage of. Some of these Haitians are hard workers. A lot of these Haitians are hard workers. Some of these Haitians are homeowners, taxpayers. I'm saying they are instead Fritz Emmanuel, Leslie Miot, a neuroscientist researching Alzheimer's disease. You gotta be kidding me. So Secretary Noem goes in front of a court and she's saying that these Haitians' temporary protected status in our country are killers, leeches, and entitlement junkies. Y'all see why I'm talking about it? This ain't the same story. This ain't the same information. It's breaking news. And the judge told her, hold up, Secretary Noem. Let's be real for a second. They aren't killers, leeches, or entitlement junkies, excuse me. Here's who they are. Fritz Emmanuel and Leslie Miot. Fritz Emmanuel, a neuroscientist who's, by the way, researching Alzheimer's disease. Rudolph Silva, a software engineer at a national bank. Marlene Gail Noble, a laboratory assistant in a toxicology department. Marcia Marlene Legree, a college economics major. And Vilbrin Dunsavin, a full-time registered nurse, the judge added. The judge letting it be clear. Guys, come on, what's really going on here? What's really going on? If you Republicans want to know why your poll numbers are dropping on an issue that President Trump has strict command over. He's had command over immigration for years. This is why you demonizing a whole group of people who are software engineers and neuroscientists and laboratory assistants at a toxicology department, college economics majors, and full-time registered nurses. That's who you demonize. Reed said in a accompanying 83-page opinion that plaintiffs were likely to prevail on the merits of the case and that she found it substantially likely that Noem preordained her termination decision because of hostility towards non-white immigrants. Y'all gotta be killing me. You gotta be kidding me. Listen, you guys from day one have heard Ghost say that I did not believe that President Trump was a racist. You guys have heard me say that more than one time. How many of you guys have heard me say that? I said that I understand why Michelle Obama might have said that he was a racist because of what he did with President Trump and the birther thing. I understand why a lot of Americans might say that President Trump is a racist, but I didn't think that he was a racist. Y'all heard go say that. But I'm saying when you coming out and you calling these people killers, and you saying that they're violent against non-white citizens, that's all Haitians in America. And we talking about people, hold up y'all, that have been in America for decades, up to decades. Haitian TPS status was initially activated in 2010 after a catastrophic earthquake and has been extended multiple times. The country is wrecked by gang violence that has displaced hundreds of thousands of people. So I'm saying you gonna send them back to that? During the stay, the termination shall be null and void and of no legal effect, the judge said in her 2-page order, and that for now, the termination has no bearing on their ability to work and to be protected from detention and deportation. Temporary protected status can be granted by the Homeland Security Secretary if conditions in home countries are deemed unsafe for return due to national disaster, political instability, or other dangers. It's 1,000% that there's political instability in Haiti. Guys, let me tell you what it sounds like, what Secretary Noem said. And this ain't no hate, this is just facts. I told y'all, I from day one, I've said that I did not think that President Trump was a racist. But when you demonizing a whole group of people who just happen to be black people, calling them killers, highlighting what, listen, these people come from Haiti. So there might be instances that Secretary Noem have where they have been violent towards non-whites. So you don't know all the ins and outs of those situations. You can't call those situations and make those statements because those sound like racist statements. And it's because of statements like that, Donnie, it's because of statements like that, Titan Brew, that Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrats have started their impeachment proceedings against Secretary Noem. They might not be successful right now, but the Democrats aren't doing it to waste their time. Believe that. Because they know, and I know, and you know, and Senator Graham know, and Ted Cruz know, and Titan Brew, you know, and Donnie, you know, there's an election coming up in November. But it's like President Trump and them are tone deaf to it. Completely tone deaf to it. Completely. It's like they can't hear what the American people are saying. And although your numbers have slipped, we started off showing, like currently, according to Pew Research, 64% of Americans, they oppose mass detention centers. You think President Trump and them don't have these numbers? Or they just shoo-shooing and foo-fooing what the American people think? That's the problem. That's why you losing elections. You're seeing 31, 32-point swings in elections in Texas. Because you're not paying attention to what the people saying. Asylum restrictions, 66% opposed. That's according to the Pew Research Center. Visa pauses, 60% opposed. A Pew Research Center. ICE tactics backlash. A majority believe that federal enforcement efforts are going too far. Even among Latino voters, there's significant disapproval of ICE tactics. Look, man, I was watching a portion of Abby Phillips' show on CNN, man. And I heard a Republican on there say it's almost like a group of Republican senators got together in D.C. and helped President Trump to come up with this immigration that's going to hurt the Republicans. Like he's saying they're doing it intentionally. Because I'm saying there's no way I don't know what Americans are for, because we know the majority of Americans, they're opposing his immigration, the way that he's doing it. So I don't know what Americans, like, y'all let me know. I'm finna jump down in the comments early, guys. 25 minutes. I want to hear what you're saying, because I want to know what Americans are for deporting 350 Haitians back to Haiti, knowing the conditions in Haiti, knowing what the law says. What Americans are for that? Donnie says, check again. They never lost because it went to court and it was settled outside of court. Let's see. Donnie says because they are classiest. Part of their settlement was renting rooms, lost to tossing groups. Let's see. Trump and his father were sued in federal court discriminating against black people, and they lost the case. And Titan Brew, I think I want to pin that, because not only because that's what you and Donnie's talking about. What I'm saying is that, bro, like listen, if I'm having to reconsider. Because I know what Secretary Noem saying. She's not saying it in a vacuum. I'm quite sure she's having these conversations with President Trump. And I'm quite sure President Trump isn't telling her not to say what she's saying or not to do what she's doing. You know, he just pulled her down from Minnesota. So, you know, like, he knows that what's going on, and he only did that because he's seen how the public responding and reacting. So I'm saying at this time, you're going to get up and tell a judge that they're killers, murderers. I'm saying, what do you think the judges are? You think the judges in the courts, we just stupid? So you could just say anything to us. You could just consistently lie. I mean, you lie to the American people like they stupid. In the age where there's cameras everywhere and everybody's got video cameras, as a matter of fact, the Democrats coaxing you into these situations and you falling into the traps while they recording you. Now you going inside the court and you lying to the judges, telling the judges that all Haitians making what really sound like racist statements. So what Titan Bruce says and what Donnie, that conversation they're having now, to me, it has so much more relevance. I'm saying, so Jasmine Crockett says that those ICE are slave patrols. So ICE going around, they snatching black and brown people. So temporary protective status for 350,000 Haitians come up. President Trump trying to deport 350,000 Haitians. They black people. Y'all know he in Minnesota because of the Somalians. You got 100 people out of thousands, tens of thousands, and he condemning the entire race of people, guys. Maybe that's the root of the problem. Maybe that's the root of ICE and the reason why ICE is not performing or overperforming or whatever's going on. Maybe that's the root of the problem, because it's seated in racism. I'm saying we didn't necessarily see the racism when Renee Good gets shot, because, you know, you thinking it's a white girl. Or when Alex Peretti got shot, you thinking it's a white boy. We really not seeing the racism, but I'm saying the reason they there in the first place is because the Somalians. So I'm saying 2 days later, having Secretary Noem to get up and make those statements that all Haitians are killers, murderers, and robbers, or come on, guys. Guys, tell me it ain't so. How am I'm trying to get down in the comments with y'all and see what am I seeing wrong? Why should I support you deporting 350,000 Haitians back to their country, knowing what the conditions is in their country, and listening to you saying they're all murderers, robbers, and whatever, leeches? When the judge read out to you what some of those Haitians had become, why should we support that? So look, Antonio's argument, and we talking about, let's stay on this conversation, Antonio. That's why I picked your comment. because I want to see what the people saying. But we going to stay on TPS now. We talking about these 350,000 Haitians and the temporary protective status for these $350,000 Haitians, excuse me. What Antonio says is, what countries are the biggest strongholds for terrorists? Could it be Somalia? He says, could it be Haitians at the top of that list? This is what I'm going to tell you. These 350, we're not talking about, Antonio, 350,000 new Haitians coming into America tomorrow. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about securing a border, Antonio, or whether or not new Haitians are coming into America. We're talking about 350,000 Haitians that are already into America. So these 350,000 that's already in America, they're not terrorists. That's what I'm saying. They're not. What else he said they are? Antonio, what else he said they are? That's not what they are. And as far as Somalia being from what I knew, there was pirates in Somalia, people running scams. It's a poor country. Everything President Trump, y'all see how he get at Omar, like it's a poor country. Somalia's a poor country. What, you don't want to help him? He just wants the rich people to come into America. But you don't care about humanity. That's what this is about. You go to Venezuela, you concerned about the oil, but you leave the same dictator's vice president in power. So I want to go to Venezuela. If I could do some journalism, I go to Venezuela and talk to the people and ask the people, how has life changed for them since Maduro's gone? Has it gotten any better? Because in my opinion, that's what it's about. It's not about the oil and the profits that you can make and the crumbs or whatever you give in Venezuela. And it's the same thing that comes with the Haitians. The immigration that you want to allow it to just be about money. 7,500 people allowed to come into America on the Trump Gold Card. That's wonderful. 7,500 of the richest people in the world. That's wonderful. But I'm saying, like, not trying to maintain the status quo, but you got 350,000 Haitians that's here now. There's a human cost to that. There's a human cost to trying to remove them and sending them back to Haiti. A human cost. I want to continue reading because I don't want y'all to take my word for it. This is the most important part, Titan Brew and Donnie. The most important part right here. Haiti's TPS status was initially activated in 2010 after a catastrophic earthquake and has been extended multiple times. The country is racked by gang violence and has displaced hundreds of thousands of people. While the Department of Homeland Security said conditions in Haiti had improved, lawyers for the plaintiffs argue that the situation remains dire. I agree with that. If the termination stands, people will almost certainly die. That's what the attorneys for the Haitian TPS holders wrote in a court filing in December. Some will likely be killed, others will likely die from disease, and yet others will likely starve to death. That's what they're saying. The lawyers for the Haitian people requesting their temporary protected status be extended. That's what they're saying going to happen to their clients if they return to Haiti. Some will likely be killed, others will likely die from disease, and yet others will likely starve to death. That's a human cost. And I'm talking about for these people, like, let's call their names. They got names. These Haitian people got names. That's what I'm saying. I don't know them. You don't know them. I'm saying, where's the Christianity at in the situation? As a Christian nation, where's the Christianity at for Fritz Emmanuel? That's a real person. Leslie Miot, a neuroscientist researching Alzheimer's disease. Rudolph Silva, a software engineer at a national bank. Man, think about how smart that man is. He a software engineer at a national bank. Marlene Gail Noble, a laboratory assistant at a toxicology department. Come on, man. It's a human cost. These are human beings. They're real humans. And I'm saying Secretary Noem, what she said was that, they killers. That's what the Haitians are. They're killers. Look, this is what I'm saying. For every black person, and I'm sorry, this isn't about race, but I'm just saying, like, it's just funny you talk about this with these Haitians. For every single black person who hears that has to make their skin cringe. It's every black person who voted for President Trump. You gotta be saying, President Trump, what are you talking about? Why are you saying this, man? The question I have for y'all, if any one of you guys can answer, I'm still down in the chat. Could y'all please tell me, why should we be for sending back 350,000 Haitians that's already in America? Antonio was talking about people who might be already in Somalia or people who are already in Haiti. We're not talking about that. We're talking about dealing with the people who are already in these United States. These people are already legal. It's just a technicality. They already got lives. They've been set down in America. I just read it to y'all. Why should we deport these people? The majority, I don't need to see a poll. I give y'all the numbers, Donnie. Y'all see I do this every day. I don't necessarily be 1,000% on everything, but the majority of Americans do not want to see them Haitians leave. And you coming out making comments like that, making comments to the courts like that, I'm saying that is continuing to hurt your poll numbers on immigration, Republicans. It's not helping you guys at all. Not at all. You went from having immigration a strong suit to be immigration is going to be an issue, a club for the Democrats to beat the Republicans over the head with come this far. And I'm saying you just making it worse. Because y'all got to tell me, besides the comments, making comments directly saying they're attacking non-white citizens, how you think a judge gonna accept? Like I'm saying, for her and Secretary Noem, I'm saying Secretary Noem, I'm saying like y'all, you don't like black people? I mean, we know President Trump. I don't know what's going on with him in this situation. We'll have to circle back to that. But I'm just saying, Secretary Noem, do you not like black people? What y'all did in Minnesota, maybe that's just because you never did no policing, so President Trump moved you out the way to put Tom Homan because it was too political, and he needed like a regular police kind of dude in there to do that situation. But I'm saying, as far as this goes in these comments, man, I'm saying, do you not like black people? That's the question. Y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think. That's what it sounds like. That's why Donnie and Titan Brew having a conversation about race and stuff, because that's what it sounds like. I'm saying we talking about human rights. In my opinion, if we had the conversation about Iran and attacking Iran to protect the citizens of Iran, or we had the conversation about a current news story, a judge blocking Secretary Noem's attempt to revoke the temporary protective status of 350,000 Haitians, saying they were killers. Human rights, man. Human dignity. Titan Bruce says, Donnie, the evidence of discrimination was strong enough that it forced the Trumps to sign a consent decree that under supervision made him follow federal housing rules. This is what I'm saying. My argument, Donnie, is in favor of what Titan Bruce saying, is that regardless of whether or not President Trump is racist or not, there's people who support him, whether he's a racist, and there's people who don't support him, whether he's not a racist, and vice versa. So regardless of whether he's a racist or not, I'm talking about the optics of it. Why behave in this manner? That's what Ghost is talking about, the optics of it. The way it looks horrible. It sounds horrible. It's like that's the wrong path. I'm saying I don't see how we can't get on the same page about this. Everybody. Every American should be in complete unity about what we're saying. Because the majority of Americans are not against the fact that people should come here legally or not legally. The majority of Americans are for the mayors and the governors deporting or letting ICE deport criminals. I'm talking about violent criminals. The majority of Americans are for that. Democrats too. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying the way we can't get on the same page is because all Haitians are killers. All Somalians are fraudsters. And then ICE is targeting Latina and Black Americans, Haitian Americans, legal Americans. It's unbelievable, man. So when someone brings up the question, is that racist or is it a slave patrol? You putting yourself in that situation. You putting yourself in that situation. You putting yourself in that situation. These are Secretary Noem in her own words. She can't hear herself talking. She said it's substantially likely that her termination decision because of hostility towards non-white immigrants. So she wanted to revoke the temporary protective status of Rudolph Silva, who's a software engineer at a national bank, because there's a substantially likely that he will have hostility towards non-white immigrants. You can't make this up. Killers, leeches, and entitlement junkies. That's what she told the judge. And the judge had to correct her and said, no, it's not so. I'm saying you can't get mad at Ghost. Ghost wasn't at the court. How you can get mad at Ghost? Ghost ain't the judge. Ghost ain't writing nothing down. I'm just telling you what happened. And I'm giving you my opinion. How that judge feels is how the majority of Americans feel. So I'm saying that's so clandestine and that's so elementary that you making them comments and having them arguments. In my opinion, that's like almost like Nick Fuentes. You right down the street from Nick Fuentes with those arguments. That's what I'm saying. So I have to say that, like, I mean, what y'all think? Donnie says, Ghost, Trump is following your advice to Jasmine. Do not chase those who won't vote for you. You right. But look, this is what I'm saying. Donnie. You don't have enough. You don't. So with that strategy, you're going to lose 60 seats in the midterm. You know how many Republican seats in the House? I ain't even going to name the Senate. How many MAGA senators y'all have in the Senate? How many? You got a bunch of MAGA in the House of Representatives. But Donnie, my question is though, you got 30% of the population voting or claim MAGA when they voting or less. And you talking about this ain't President Trump on the ballot. This a midterm election. You gonna get cream cropped. I'm talking about demolished. Completely demolished. It's a different situation when you talking about districts all across America, how many districts in America? Because these races are won district by district. So if you're talking about a statewide race in Texas where you have more Democrats than Republicans, but the Democrats aren't voting, that's why the Republicans are winning. You trying to fire them Democrats up, because if you fire them Democrats up to go vote, you got numbers. That's what I'm saying. MAGA don't have numbers across America, nowhere close. So I'm saying if you build a coalition and you get people from the center who rocking with you, and you get some new voters, and you pull some African American voters, and you pull some Hispanic voters, you done built you a coalition that's rocking with MAGA. I'm saying it don't make no sense. You can't do that you can't take that strategy. That strategy, Donnie, goes election by election. That's election by election. You can't apply a strategy that I gave for Jasmine Crockett in a race that's not going to work nationally. You're going to lose. If you said John Cronin was doing it, or Paxton was doing it, or you said that Tellerico was doing it, that's different, because they running in a statewide race. But I'm saying in the nation, that what plays in Texas is not playing in New York. And what's playing in New York is not playing in Kansas. And what's playing in Kansas is not playing in Illinois. And what's playing in Illinois is not playing in Florida. Those are different states. It's district by district. You got to be aware of that district and the politics in that district. I'm just aware of the Texas politics. That's how I'm able to do this being in New York, not being in Texas. But I'm saying, Donnie, like, that's not going to work, man. I'm saying he could fire up the base, but I'm saying President Trump is supposed to be, she running an election. President Trump ain't running no election. He's governing. He's governing for the people who like him and the people who voted for him. And that's dangerous, Donnie. Because the majority, he's never got 50%. He's never even got half of the vote before. He's never even got half of the popular vote. You got to understand this. There's never been a time where 50% or better of Americans have voted for President Trump. Never. Not one time. Never. So you got to understand that. I'm saying, so if you going for your supporters and all you doing is making policies and for your supporters, I'm saying you gonna come up short, because your supporters ain't enough to get 50% of the votes in no election. He ran 3 elections. He ain't get 50% of the vote in no election. So your supporters ain't get you 50% in 3 elections. And it ain't going to get you nowhere. It's going to get you cream crop in November. Cream crop. That's what's coming down the pipeline. If y'all haven't liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the screen for me. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. I want to come on the live stream and I want to talk positive about President Trump. I ain't trying to talk negative, but I'm saying if I'm giving you news, if we talking news, and we talking policy and opinions and politics and the law, I'm saying, to me, that was news. I'm saying that's more news than him and talking about Iran. We just had a live stream on that. You know what I'm saying? Until the missiles start flying, really, with Iran, we've been hearing all that rhetoric and that, and we kind of know what's going on in that situation. But what I'm saying is, Donnie, this is what I'm saying. Donnie, where you at, my boy? Titan, where you at? Titan Brew, where you at? I want to call you guys real quick. I want you guys to hear this. Why can't we remake President Trump's image, y'all? Donnie, do y'all want to remake Titan Brew? Y'all want to remake President Trump's image? This is the most important thing I said in this whole live stream. Is we about to get down in the comments and just have a discussion, because about an hour is what I needed to get this point across. Why can't we remake President Trump's image? What's stopping us from remaking President Trump's image? What you want to make President Trump into? The funny guy from the election. Where's the funny President Trump at? The one that's always cracking jokes. Where's that President Trump? Where's the cool guy, Donnie, from the election doing the Trump dance? Where's that Trump at? You see what I'm saying? President Trump stand up at the Oval Office and he just start doing the Trump dance. Where that President Trump at? We looking for the Trump dance, President Trump. That's how you won the election. That's how the American people like you. That's what they want to see from you. Where's the President Trump that went to Mickey D's dropping the fries at McDonald's? Where's that President Trump at? The cool guy. The President Trump in the orange flap jacket that's getting out the garbage truck. Where that President Trump at? I'm saying remaking his image, man. The President Trump that we seeing today look like that President Trump from old back in the day that Titan Brew was talking about, man. That's what I'm saying. Y'all tell me where I'm wrong at. I started off, told you how from July of 2025 to today, how the Republicans slipped 30 or 40 points in immigration. And look, this is what I'm saying. If immigration was a policy, say a policy that the Republicans got that stronger support in, say a policy Titan Brew about transgenders. The Republicans got really strong support in their policies about transgenders. But say they lost 30 or 40 points in their policy with transgender. You know the difference with the transgender policy and the immigration policy? Less than 1% of the population are transgenders. So if President Trump lost 40 points in the transgender policy, I'm saying he not going to lose no support. He not losing no votes. But that immigration policy, you talking about 350,000 Haitians, you trying to reach, so you know if they stay in and vote, they all 350,000 of them voting Democrat. Those are easy Democrat votes. You talking about millions of Hispanics. That's why you seen them numbers like that in Texas, 30-point swings. That's one of the biggest swings of all the special elections. You talking about millions of Hispanics in Texas. See, that's why immigration is so big, it's so different. Because there's a lot of immigrants, so there's a lot of we're really all immigrants. You're talking about the single majority of the population in Texas is Hispanic. Hispanic and black. I'm talking about, you talking about a large number of the population. And I'm saying they seeing you grab other Hispanics like that. They seeing you treating other immigrants like that. I'm saying that's why immigration is a policy that can greatly, greatly, greatly hurt the Republicans. It can kill them. It's killing them. Immigration is one of those policies. That's facts. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it. And I know when I get down in the comments, we can move on, but I'm saying this is a new story from The Guardian published yesterday. Hot news fresh off the press. You done lost 30 points in 6 months on immigration. Losing all the Hispanics, the gains that you made with the Hispanics, you just lost them all. And we seeing it in the elections. In Virginia, all over the country. Lost all the gains with the Hispanics. And I'm saying you doubling and tripling down on that, Donnie. You doubling and Titan Brew? No. Donnie, he doubling and tripling down on that. You can't blame that all on Kristi Noem. I know the Democrats trying to investigate her. They're trying to impeach her. They're not going to be successful with impeaching her. But when they take the gavel, things can change. Especially you don't know what they're going to come up with and what they're going to find in them investigations. I'm saying you doubling down and tripling down on those negative 30 points on immigration you lost in 6 months. Keep going. I guarantee you, y'all take a poll, get a poll, CNN, Fox News, whoever, get a poll, MSNBC, and ask the American people what percentage of the American people support extending the temporary protective status for them 350,000 Haitians. I'm talking about the ones that ain't committing no crimes. I'm talking about the new. You want me to call? Let's. This the ones that I'm talking about. The ones that the judge named to Kristi Noem, to Secretary Noem. This the ones I talk about. Ask a poll of the American people if the American people are for deporting Fritz Emmanuel, Leslie Miot, a neuroscientist researching Alzheimer's disease, or Rudolph Silva, a software engineer at a national bank, or Marlene Gail Noble, a laboratory assistant in a toxicology department, or Marcia Marlene LaGreer, a college economics major, or Vilburn Dosanavel, a full-time registered nurse. Ask the American people, y'all, if they're for deporting those people or removing their temporary protective status. And I could guarantee you, Ghost could tell you no. You ain't got to ask the people, just ask Ghost. Ghost is a good representation. I got a vibe, a heartbeat on the majority of the voters. Without a poll, I could tell you what the poll gonna say. I don't know the exact numbers, but I could tell you exactly, definitely, the majority of the people are not for you deporting those people. Bottom line. Listen, if you stop, no, that's not how you do it. You got to take control of the voters. Listen, first of all, I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that. Mark, I pinned that because that was great. That was a great comment. I'm gonna read that. Look, Mark says, "What do you do? Stop going after them, and your base will stop voting for you." So you saying that when President Trump's base gonna stop voting for him? When he get convicted of 34 felonies, that's when they're gonna stop voting for him. When President Trump base gonna stop voting for him? When he come up in the Epstein files, that's when they gonna stop voting for him. When they gonna stop voting for him? I'm saying I could think of a million things that he done that everybody was like, oh, this is it. Everybody through with President Trump. They through with Trump. They through with Trump. They through with Trump. His voters still voting for him. So you telling me because he listen, you know how MAGA is in America first. So you think Steve Bannon and them don't want them 7,500 immigrants who came into America that President Trump allowed into America with those gold cards. They're not for that. They don't want no kind of brown immigrants in America. So I'm saying President Trump, he back off a little bit on immigration. And Kristi Noem start making comments like that on immigration. And you look, because listen, this is what I'm saying. You gonna lose more people in the middle. There's more people who are not MAGA. You know you got those leftists and those Democrats that are not gonna never vote for you or never come to the middle. We're not talking about that. We talking about 45% of America. The ghostwriters, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Joe Rogans, 45% of Americans who classify as independents, no political affiliation. Those the people you need to worry about losing. You're not going to lose enough of MAGA. There's people, say if MAGA is 27% of the voting public, okay? Those 27 who are transformed from they go further than the Republican Party. They're like President Trump, because basically a MAGA is a Trump fan. That's what a MAGA is. A MAGA is a Republican Trump fan. How will we define it? Because there's some people who say that they're Republican, but they're not MAGA. You feel that? It's a bunch of people, Republicans, not MAGA. Donnie, am I right or wrong? But what I'm saying MAGA is basically, it's like President Trump's fan club. He made that up, MAGA. That's his movement. So you say 27%, you probably got more of 34 to 40%, 34% of Republicans, 31 to 34% of Republicans. But 27% of them you could say are strong, hardline Trump supporters, probably less than that. But say 27% of them are strong. They gonna vote for President Trump regardless. If they gonna show up and vote in the midterms anyway, because he's not on the ballot, but say he motivate them, you got 27% of the people vote. But I'm saying, but what about the rest of the voters? What about the 45% of the independents that you could reach? And he reached a lot of those independents in a lot of different states, and that's how he became president again. But you alienating those independents when Kristi Noem come out and say that all Haitian temporary protective status holders are killers who are going to go after non-white immigrants or non-white citizens. After you done dropped 30 points in support for how you handle it, after we done seen 2 Americans get executed, after, I'm saying, when we gonna get the point? Listen, President Trump, you could just reverse the whole thing. You could have him come out there. You could have President Trump get up in the Oval Office and just start doing the dance. You could have President Trump just start get up doing a happy dance. You could have him start talking about this or you could take a different route. You could do it a different way. You choosing not to. You choosing to be thug. You choosing to try to be hard and to look bad. And I'm saying you doing that to prove like it's going to be a point where even MAGA, some of people, you think that MAGA want to see a girl get shot in the face because she a liberal? Bro, if you ask them and you got an honest poll, you might get 10% of Americans, 11% who said they want to see that girl get shot in the face, bro. I'm talking about the vast majority of Americans. Even MAGA, they do not want to see that. They ain't with that. It's some people who gonna defend President Trump. Say it like that. It's people who gonna defend President Trump regardless of what he do. They defending him. But that don't mean they for it. Y'all ain't seen that. Y'all ain't never had a situation where you did something wrong at school. And you know what I'm saying? Your mom, your mama might feel like, hey, you talk too bad about my baby now. Don't be talking about my baby like that. My baby. You know what I'm saying? Mama might say something to the teacher like that, and then when she gets you home, she tell up. Didn't I tell you not to do that? That's what I'm saying. It's one of them kind of situations. You cannot listen. President Trump, in my opinion, he got lucky. Y'all, he's saying they cheated him out of election. He got lucky when he beat Hillary Clinton. You cheated Hillary, or you cheated the Democrats out of election. Because the people who elect the president, the people voted for Hillary, and you ended up being a president. But that's a whole nother story. But what I'm saying is though, in my opinion, he got lucky really 3 times. He really playing the chessboard to become president. He got more vote. He won a popular vote this last time, but I'm saying them other 2 times. Y'all act like he's just an extremely popular president. More than 50% of the people are not voting for him. You're not going to win. That's why he lost the midterms like he did in 2018. That's the exact reason. Because you trying to satisfy the base. You cannot govern for the base. The base is not, who needs ghosts? Like, who up there needs some help? Your base is not the majority of America. As an American president, the Constitution says that you only supposed to be the president for the people who voted for you. That's not what the Constitution says. You're supposed to be the president of Don Lemon too. He's supposed to be the president of the transgenders too. The president of the liberals too. He's the president of all of America, all of Americans, every American. He's representing every American when he leaves, steps a foot off American soil over in foreign country. He represents America. That's why Gavin Newsom went over. He representing them too. That's what you don't understand. Y'all just want to be MAGA. Y'all want to turn all of America into MAGA. It's not going to happen. You creating chaos, and the people who would side with you, I want to side with y'all. It's in my best interest. Listen to me, Donnie. Listen to me, Titan Brew, right now. This ghostwriter speaking from the heart. It's in my best interest right now to side and protect and defend President Trump. My best interest financially. I could get a decision. I'm waiting on the decision from the Department of Defense, or not the Department of Defense, some veterans, something to do with the military. All I know, when they make this determination, I'm saying, boy, your boy, man, oh man, I get that discharge upgraded, bro. I get military disability. You already know that's about 2 racks a month on top of what I already get. I'll be doing straight, sick, pretty. So I want to, and I know President Trump and them be blessing people who talk positive about him. So I want to come on here and do live streams promoting and talking good about President Trump. It's not against my interest personally to not do that. But I got to tell the truth. That's the kind of dude I am. I ain't got nothing against him. And I want to talk good about him. But to talk good about him, Danny, I need a President Trump. Y'all tell President Trump. One time, man, on the presser, I'm saying don't do it in the gag on Air Force One, but I'm saying on one presser and one white, let me see that happy dance again. Let me see that Trump dance, man. You see what I'm saying? When President Trump go to Iowa, man, tell CNN, y'all, hey, y'all, let's go. Caitlin Collins, I know she usually be, you know what I'm saying, y'all, let's take us a little trip, Secret Service. We're going to go to Mickey D's or Burger King this time, or Wendy's, or going to go get on that dump truck. Let's see that version of President Trump. It's that version of President Trump that the American people voted for. I'm saying he needs to be re-imaged. Because I'm saying all this gangster stuff y'all looking for out of MAGA, it's not playing well with the majority of the American public. I know you got to understand what I'm saying. Donnie, usually when you get quiet, it's because you thinking about what your boy is saying. You know your boy pretty accurate on what he's saying. Titan Bruce says, if we're going into the foreign countries with bombing raids and snatching leaders, giving billions to foreign countries, we're not America first. That's what the problem that Marjorie Taylor Greene had with it. So there's a chance that MAGA or the Republican Party could splinter or could have split. But I'm saying, you saw Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was like a chief. She was like a general in MAGA. The highest ranked female before Kristi Noem and them came around. She was the highest ranked female in MAGA. And we saw how that turned out. Marjorie Taylor Greene left. MAGA didn't splinter. They held a line. It's been plenty of situations that MAGA could have splintered. They held a line behind President Trump. So because President Trump starts stepping to the left, doing stuff that's not America first, MAGA's not going to leave him. They'll hold the line. That's how Bill Clinton became great. Because he made a deal with Newt Gingrich and he adopted Republican policies. You say, Ghost, what? Republican policies is that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he crossed that bipartisanship is how you gonna get great. I try to tell him that. I try to preach unity. I was trying. Bro, listen, so in May, it started in April or May. We had a guy on this channel. He's still a member. His name's Colin. So Colin's on the channel, and I told Colin, and I think Brian C., I said, listen, if President Trump, I was waiting on a considerable amount of money from the U.S. Treasury. I said, if I get this check, I'm going to put on a MAGA hat. So if you go back and look at the channel, Golden Age, I started like speaking highly positive about President Trump, and I never voted for him, never supported him. And in the meantime, in between time, I would give little pieces of advice, things that I don't think it's good to put a tariff on every country in the world. You gonna put tariffs on Israel? You putting tariffs on Canada and England? I was saying this back then. And I'm saying we just constantly going along, and I'm saying little pieces, and I'm saying little pieces, but I'm saying, like, look, so there's situations that I disagreed with him. I'm going to be completely honest, and he was dead right. Results. I disagree with him on that first attack on Iran because I didn't know what his intentions was. You got to understand that. I thought we were finna get caught up in another Middle East conflict. I didn't know his intentions. So that's why I was against that attack on Iran. Since I seen that he just gonna go in, be precise with the bombing, the way those military attacks under him, they've been pretty, I like that. So that's why I'm for that. But I'm saying the majority of the thing with his domestic policies, bro, I was like, even him sending troops into the cities, I was making the case for why that could be beneficial and positive. But it's somewhere along the line, y'all, that President Trump, he just started, and it's completely against what I believe. In my opinion, you deporting 350,000 Haitian Americans. That's basically what they are. Calling them killers, saying that they would attack the non-whites. I'm saying, how can I support that? How can the sinners support that? How can those blacks who came and voted for you, how can they support that? How those Hispanics can support that? So you have an election and a Republican lose by 100 points and you like, we should nationalize the elections and let the federal government control the elections. Yeah, I bet that's what you're going to say. Oh, yeah, Texas, draw me 5 seats. Oh, yeah, draw me 5. Because if you listen to Ghost from the get-go, I said from the get-go, what's the big deal about him calling Hakeem? That'll save him a whole lot of heartache that he going through right now. And I'm telling y'all, I told you one time, I told you 2 times, I think I was the first person to start blowing that midterm whistle. I'm telling y'all, Hakeem get that gavel. Hakeem get that gavel. 2019 and 2020, you talking about the summer of love. If that was a summer of love, then 2027 gonna be the summer of brotherly love. You feel me? Hakeem get that gavel, it's popping, boy. It's popping. I'm talking about one of the first order I'm talking about they coming for all y'all. And President Trump know what time it is. Anything he try to do gonna get shot down. See, right now, they ain't got no power. They finna do a vote on Kristi Noem. The Democrats, they done figured out a trick how to bring up a vote without any Republicans. So they got a little trick, but they know it probably ain't going to pass. Even if it passed the House, it ain't going to pass the Senate. So they know it's probably not going to be successful. But I'm saying the majority of the way, like the way that the court stopped President Trump from deporting those 350,000 so far from revoking their protected status, the court stopped them. I'm saying when Congress when Hakeem get that gavel, the Democrats still could use the court, but now they got Congress on your head. It's going to be a lot easier, a lot more power, a lot more investigations, a lot more hearings, and a lot more negative press dominating for President Trump. And that negativity is going to build. Listen, y'all, follow me. Donna, y'all follow me. So say if the midterms was that special election in Texas, Republicans get cream crop. They lose 50 seats. They lose a Senate, or say they hold a Senate by a seat. So I'm saying that's momentum the Democrats got now. Because their momentum has been building since really 2025. Since Bernie Sanders and AOC started doing that fighting oligarchy tour, that's when the Democrat and Gavin Newsom started getting violent. That's when the Democrats' momentum started building again. Okay? So they've been building momentum constantly. If you let them go blow you out in that midterms, when they're going to feel like they got a mandate. And we saw what happened last, because they got a bunch of activist groups. You playing, you think it's a joke. So when Hakeem get that gavel, and then, boy, you think, well, in Minnesota, they're going to make Minnesota, they could do that all over the country. They organized. They more organized than y'all in that kind of stuff. When Hakeem get that gavel, it's going to be cracking. And I'm saying, if you listen to Ghost, people will look at President Trump like he Bill Clinton. I had President Trump in the White House doing the big bounce. When he had Elon, kept Elon up there. You see what I had President Trump in the White House doing the big kid. People are loving so much. That's still Kristi Noem saying you couldn't say that in nowhere in my administration. I couldn't work for nothing like that. Not you saying that publicly. I can't support you saying that all Haitians are leeches and killers that will target non-white citizens. I can't support you saying that. Not with a good conscience or a clean conscience. Because if I'm on your team and you saying stuff like that, I'm going to ask you about that in private. I'm going to come to you and say, hey, Miss Secretary, you think you need to say, you ain't going to like me, you going to want to fire me. But I'm glad I don't work for you so I could come on this live stream and tell you what you're doing. Secretary Noem, if you make it, because I'm saying when the chips fall, President Trump ain't going nowhere. You are. When the chips fall, Secretary Noem, just remember that. You don't never want to push back on what he's telling you to do, because that's what you're supposed to do. You in control of the largest of federal employees. You're supposed to push back on it. You're supposed to kind of be independent. Not really, but kind of. I ain't saying you got to push back to the point of disrespect, but you're supposed to, look, President Trump, you think that's really, but you scared though. So you sitting there. So just remember that when the dogs start hunting, they coming for you. They got your scent. He gonna be still sitting where he at. I don't care if the Democrats get both gavels, they ain't gonna be able to pull it off. They gonna impeach him, but then he ain't gonna get removed. You see what I'm saying? He gonna win his trial in the Senate. But what I'm saying is, though, with you, though, that might be something different, because you got Republican senators, Secretary Noem. Rand Paul said he kind of, them hearings, them impeachment hearings, you got Republicans who in them committees. I think she got to testify on February 12th. And what I'm saying is, I even if President Trump told me that he wanted them Haitians out of here, I would have went out there if I had to do it, which I couldn't do it because of the humanity in it. But if I had to do it, I would have went out there with a completely different statement than she made about those Haitian, really, immigrants. You could call them immigrants. I would have made a completely different statement. I wouldn't have called them killers. I wouldn't have called them leeches, attacking non-white citizens, making the judge rebuke you. Because that sounds racist. Optics is everything in politics. Y'all hear the same talking points, but you making the same mistakes. If you don't keep making the same mistakes, we could move on and talk about other stuff. We could talk about an incredible GDP. I try to throw that in there. I want to talk about that. We could talk about record stock numbers. Ain't nobody talk about the stock market. How many people, not just listen to me. You could get you some wisdom, not just legacy media, because you hear Fox or them bring up the stock market sometimes or something like that. CNN, the rest of them, there's too much other stuff to talk about. But I'm saying, listen, how many internet people, podcasters you hear talking about the stock market, they make a reference saying the stock market good. I'm trying to do a whole stream to help them out on this economy, a whole stream. But I'm saying you can't stay on the topic that long, because Secretary Noem to come out the next day, you got judge blocking orders. Immigrant, you trying to deport, you know what kind of news story it is? You deport 350,000 Haitians from America. That's front page news. You moving 350, you migrating 350,000 people who been in America. Neuroscientists. Bro, you know the Democrats going. I'm saying I'm litigating my case as good as I can. I know y'all getting the point. I know y'all feeling where I'm coming from. If y'all haven't liked the video, please double tap the screen for me. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can jump in here every time we go live. You know what I'm saying? You guys, Republicans, Independents, Democrats, jump down in the comments, man. I want to hear y'all what y'all think about it, man. Because Ghost is telling y'all what I think. This is what I feel. That's what I believe, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen all kind of information to where this is killing the Republicans. It's hurting them. In Michigan, it's hurting them. Hurting them. I'm talking about Republicans who had seats that, oh yeah, in Texas, it's hurting you too. We saw what happened. It's hurting you in Texas. Hurting you. So I'm saying you got to be saying to yourself, somebody in somewhere, somebody, some boardroom, some strategy room got to be saying the Democrats are out positioning this. Ball Street, what's up, baby? One thing for certain and two things for sure. Trump ain't going to back down on his promises, and it's a long time till November. I don't think there's enough time for you to correct course, though. That's what I'm saying, Ball Street. And I'm going to tell you why. Look, this is what I'm saying. So say that, Ball Street, like say it was between you and Titan Brew. Okay? And say y'all both own lawn company. Y'all cut grass. Y'all own lawn companies. And say, Ball Street, you and Titan Brew, y'all both came to me, you know what I'm saying? And y'all say, hey, I want to cut your grass, Ghost. And I looked at Titan, I said, nah, I ain't going to go with Titan. I'm going to go to Ball Street. So, Ball Street, you supposed to come cut my grass, right? Say, Ball Street, you say you're going to come Saturday. You didn't show up on Saturday. Oh, okay, I'm going to be there next Saturday. Say you didn't show up next Saturday. I bump into you in Winn-Dixie. I'm already giving Titan Brew's number. The second Saturday you didn't show up, I'm already looking for Titan Brew's number. But say I bump into you at the grocery store, Ball Street, and you had a reason. Oh, my wife was in the hospital. That's why I didn't come, and that's why I didn't call you. So I'm like, I'm going to give Ball Street one more chance. And say you're going to come this Friday this time, and you didn't show up. So I didn't call Titan Brew. And Titan Brew came the same day and cut the grass. And say Ball Street, then say the next Saturday you show up. And say, hey, oh, man, so you got them to cut. Well, I'll cut it for free now. I'm saying I'll take your free grass cut, maybe. But you lost the confidence. You lost my confidence. Does that make sense? It's the same thing happen when you lose the confidence of the voters. Ball Street, you could say in November, we're going to do A, B, C, D, and E. We got a whole game plan. You done lost the confidence of the voters. You could show up and cut the grass, but I'm already over here with the Democrats. You lost my confidence. So you going to show up and give me $2,000. I appreciate you, $2,000, President Trump. You ain't even on the ballot. You lost my confidence. That's why, Ghost, I'm trying to tell you, I know y'all little politicians and con artists, but I was trying to tell you, don't lose when so many words, you go out there, you do town halls, you do A, B, and C, and explain to the people this craziness you got going on, so you don't lose confidence of the voters. It's too late. The Democrats beat you to the punch. That was listening to Ghost. Whenever President Trump wouldn't do the town halls, and the Democrats were, Bernie Sanders and AOC, what they got a town hall on CNN? Here we go. They was on CNN. They fighting oligarchy. No kings. They doing tours. The Democrats did, and they didn't want. And now the Democrats, at a whim's notice, they can have 10 million people marching in over 3,000 cities across America. That's how y'all got to let the Dems organize on you. At a whim's notice, they could do that. At a whim's notice. You go to Washington State with ICE, everybody got whistles before you show up. They probably already getting the whistles passed out right now. At a whim's notice. And all it's going to do is cause problems for you because you're going to go out there pushing women down, spraying people in the face with spraying people close range in the face with the, whatchamacallit? Tear gas. That's all you're going to do. You're going to give them more images. You're going to give Jasmine more images to play in the general election against Paxton. That's all you're going to do. You voting for MAGA. It don't matter you give them a $2,000 check, Ball Street. They're going to remind them about they were pushing women down and doing this. You can't, some of the stuff you're not going to be able to back out of. You can't back out of shooting a girl in the face. You cannot, November's not going to make that go away, especially if no one ever faced justice. You don't get it. The Democrats bringing that up like the Epstein files. How long Epstein been dead? It's not going to go away. That's what you don't understand. We might stop talking about it for a while, but they're going to come back to it. You don't have to go through all that. You can take it to the hard way. I'm trying to help you out because I'm telling you, I don't see how in the world that the Democrats don't pick up 40 seats. I'm going to just be real with you. Look, Ball Street, if every argument that you have is right, that the Republicans could get it turned around, even if you turn it around, you're going to lose 10, 15 seats. If you turn it around, you're going to lose 10 or 15 seats. That's what I'm saying. It ain't got too ugly. You let it get out of control. You let it get out of hand. Oh, man, we're a fourth quarter football team. So the Saints and the 49ers, you play for the 49ers. We're a fourth quarter football team. We're going to wait to the fourth quarter. And you up here letting they ahead of you by 30 points. And you come back like you said you do, but you come up 3 points short. And you lose 30-27. I don't play my games. I don't do none of my politics like that. None of them. You could do what you say you're going to do. You could be tough, but not that. That's not tough. That's, to me, that's stupidity. What Representative Bacon from Oklahoma say? He said it's utter buffoonery. That's not tough. That's buffoonery. I'm trying to help you. I love you. You ain't got to listen. I'm going to keep saying the same story. You ain't listening to me. And I'm going to keep coming on this live stream and keep saying the same thing. This ain't no hate. This just facts. The majority of Americans do not want to see that neuroscientist deported because she's a Haitian. And she's not a killer. And she's not going to do nothing to non-white immigrants. And that's facts. And I'm saying that's the record that Secretary Noem is building by not pushing back to President Trump when he on the phone with them personally. He on the phone with FBI agents. Tell Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard. Don't she work for the CIA or something? In the field with domestic police. Got President Trump on speakerphone. How do Democrats even know that? It seemed like President Obama, President Biden could have done that 1,000 times and ain't nobody would have ever known it. But I'm saying, President Trump, you do it and they know it. And they going to be trying to come up with some impeachment articles for that. They going to have 35, they got 333,000 counts of impeachment on President Trump. Article number 33,127, impeachment of Donald J. Trump. It's coming, though. And Republicans, Wall Street, y'all could just put not you, Tayin, but Donnie already, Donnie realized he see what's coming down the pipeline. Y'all could pat yourself on the back. President Trump, listen, you said he gonna do the policies he gonna do, so we didn't know within his policies, Wall Street, we didn't know that included Renee Good getting shot in the face. We didn't know that. I promise you, the majority of Americans didn't know that. Maybe y'all MAGA people knew it because, you know, he did have some kind of hit list or get list or whatever kind of list. So maybe y'all MAGA people knew that he was going to be shooting people in the back, but we didn't know that Ellis Peretti was going to get shot in the back. That was part of the plan. We didn't know that was part of his immigration plan. We didn't know that. We didn't know that Kristi Noem, like they might have said that they was going to do a pre-election, but we didn't know you was going to remove all of them. And if we do, at this point, we don't support it. Not the American people, the whole of the American people, we don't support you removing them Haitians. Not at this point. You probably should have tried to do that before that one. You should have waited to before you shot people in the face and in the back. You lost the support. You could give them a $2,000 check. You shot somebody in the face and the back. They don't trust you no more. I'm saying you so a Mexican drug lord or drug dealer, you didn't know he was in the cartel. And say you were doing business with him, he just gave you a $20,000 check and you find out that he in the cartel. And last week, he decapitated somebody and sent the person head in the box to their mama. I'm saying you gonna still do business with him when you know what he is? You lose the confidence of the people. There's that white suburban voter in Michigan, in Wisconsin, and in Minnesota, in Pennsylvania. That soccer mom that's so important. That Renee Good and that Travis Pretty, that freaked out of them, bro. You don't understand that. That freaking them out. That's scary. That's scaring them. The optics of that looks horrible. That might be loved by MAGA, but what about that independent that Mike Rogers need to vote for him in Michigan? You lost her. Y'all mess around and lose that Senate, it's gonna get ugly for you. I promise you, real ugly. You said Mexican people don't like black people, but they standing together with them. Shoot, like who they don't. To them, it don't matter. It's black and brown people. You say Mexican people. When you look at a Haitian person, what you see? You see a black person, don't you? When you look at a Somalian, what do you see? You see a black person. So he picking out or trying to pick off Somalians and Haitians, and he picking off all y'all Mexicans. He picking off Mexicans that's Americans. If you see a Hispanic person and you tell them all you got to do is call ICE, that should be a slur. Real talk. Because he in California, he arrested Hispanic. He just grabbing them. Oh, he listened to him talk. If they got any kind of Hispanic act, I promise y'all, this facts. I'll play it for you. Y'all hadn't seen all of the chaos that's been out there. The killings just took the cake. It went over the top. But I'm saying all across America, that his policy, it built up to those killings. It built up to that. Immigration officers getting harassed all over America. But I'm saying there's no realignment, there's no readjustment, there's no nothing. There's just, we gonna keep going down this road full steam ahead. All the Haitians in America are murderers and killers and leeches who wants to do violence to non-white immigrants. That's what Secretary Noem said. That's what Secretary of Homeland Security said. That the Haitians in America, all Haitians in America, the temporary protected status, 350,000. She trying to deport them. Real talk. Nah, I don't think that's going to happen this time. I don't think the working class is going to vote for the Republican Party this time. I really don't. Not in November. You like Donnie said, y'all could try to win again with JD in 2028. But y'all, as far as November Congress, you lost Congress. If the Republicans make a miraculous turnaround, which I don't see, because like Donnie said, he thinks that he can win the midterms with MAGA. Who advising President Trump right now? Whoever advising you, President Trump, that's who you need to fire. Because they telling you could win the midterms with MAGA. And you ain't even on the ballot. You talking about all these races around America. You know MAGA ain't probably winning no race in Cali, New York, Illinois, none blue states. MAGA probably ain't going to win. Well, MAGA, yeah, they'll win a lot of races in Texas. But those statewide races, if I was a Republican, what that district look like at Texas, it's a real good chance. Maybe not by that much. The Democrat might not win that statewide race. The only Republican who's safe in Texas is Governor Abbott. Ain't no other Republicans in Texas safe. Call President Trump and pat him on the back. Take President Trump out to lunch. Because if you're a Republican and you running for office in November, you are not safe. I don't care if President Trump won that district by 17. You are not safe. I don't care if President Trump won that district by 20. I don't care what lines you redraw. The people are going to come out and let their voice be heard. If the Democrats could listen to me, use your brain. If the Democrats could get 10 million people to show up in over 2,000 cities across America to come protest, how many people you think they're going to get to go vote? I'm saying President Trump doing good. They really already beat you. Y'all just can't see it. Ghosts could see it. I'm saying at a moment's notice, I remember Brian C. was on this channel, and we was talking about what it was the last one they did. No Kings 2? Wasn't it No Kings 2 before all this immigration started? And I said how they had 2,000 protests, and it was going to be more than the first one, 5 or 6 million. Brian said, oh, nah, bro, it was 8 million people showed up. And I'm saying after this with Renee Good, like those activists, they just growing those organizations. They're not decreasing. President Trump helping to grow the organization. Democrats, they're going to agitate him. They know he going to over-respond. He coming on TV saying that if they spit on us, we going to do something that's equal to you or worse. So they know you going to respond to whatever. So they going and they're going to put that on TV. They know how the American put. They just out hustling you. They outsmarting you, period. Issue you was ahead 30, 40 points. You underwater 30, 40 points. On that same issue, they out hustling you. On the economy, a Fox News poll, 7 out of 10 Americans are not happy with and the stock market and hit 53 record highs. You gotta listen. Y'all gotta listen to me right now. You gotta listen to me right now. Because what I'm telling you right now, you're just not seeing it. The stock market hit 53 record highs. GDP, if it weren't for the government shutdown, it'd be 7.1%. That's unheard of. I ain't never seen no president, maybe in some quarters. But for, I don't use 7% GDP, that just don't, maybe during one of those wars or industrial revolutions. That just don't happen. You see what I'm saying? Well, ain't nobody thinking or talking about none of that. Nobody don't care about none of that. Like, you ain't getting it. Even through all of that, it's 7 out of 10 people. 7 out of 10 people say the economy ain't. With stock market looking like that, with a GDP looking like, you know what it is? The Democrats, bruh. President Trump said it's affordability. How it might, they out hustling you with the people. They out hustle. I try to tell you. Right after the election, when President Trump started saying that short-term pain, y'all remember that speech? You remember the stock market hit them all-time low, well, them 4-year lows, 6-year lows? That stock market got low like it did pre-COVID. Back then in the Great Recession, it was looking bad. You know, and Ghost was like, deals, just keep talking deals, just deal, y'all. You go back and look at the content, rocking with them. Stock market ain't came down since. I predicted it was gonna hit 50,000 points, that Dow Jones index, a long time ago. He got the right moves, the right everything on that. But I'm saying because you left the people, the Democrats out hustle you on it. The Democrats was out there, Bernie Sanders and AOC, they went out there with the people and they organized on you. They were doing them rallies, getting them hundreds of thousands, them 80,000, 50,000 people. They signing up people. They getting up. They out organize you, man. It ain't just that all over the country. They out up and they got back down with the people. They lost track. They got off message, but they got refocused on message and they got right back down there with the people. So now you got to go convince the people, Republicans, you got to go win them back. You ain't going to be able to do that before November. It's not happening. Just do what Donnie said. You could chunk them midterms. Wall Street, I don't care what kind of plans you got. If you were, right now, y'all down 50 seats. You see that 31, even you heard Ron DeSantis say that in Florida. People who got some common sense. You heard Ron DeSantis say that in Florida. See, that made me look at him different. He got a little common sense. He's a politically astute person. He able to read this between the lines. Because Ron DeSantis is like, bro, that race in Texas, bro, if y'all had the midterms, forget the ICE. You could blame it on the ICE if you want to. Why the ICE did the roads weren't icy for the Democrats. They were only icy for the Republicans. They ain't icy for the Democrats, just the Republicans. You got mollywop. If the midterms was held during their special, right now, after them killings, like Ghost said, if the midterms was, the Republicans will lose 50 seats. What you think, the Democrats going to stop organizing? They going to leave the people? No. They going to stay over there. They going to dig deeper. So I'm saying with Kristi Noem saying that and trying to deport Haitian neuroscientists, saying that they killers and murderers, and they against non-white people. So now you finna lose 51 seats, 52 seats. Keep down that road. You're going to be up to 60 seats, however many seats. And so say in July, you reverse course and you start doing what Ghost say. And say in July, you becoming the happy Trump. You know, he at McDonald's again. He doing what Ghost say. Do what Ghost said. What the Democrats did, what Ghost said, y'all chose not to. Because I said he was good with the people. You just won the election. That was the most momentum that a candidate will ever have after he just wins the election. You come back in there all fiery, doing your thing, but you got to keep connecting with the people. I'm talking about on the ground, face to face, explaining, not from an Oval Office. Ain't everybody going to be watching CNN like Ghosts listening to you every day from no Oval Office. These people got lives. I'm talking about showing up in their towns, showing up in their communities, doing what you did that got you elected. Keep the momentum going. That's what Ghost was saying do. But you didn't want to do that. You want to do it your way. So do it your way then. Do it your way, Secretary Noem. Do it your way. 60 seats. So in July, you come out trying to do what Ghost say. You know what's going to happen? You're going to go from losing 60 seats to losing 15 seats. At this point, it ain't nothing you could do. You're going to lose. Plus, I don't have confidence that you can out-muscle or out-position the Democrats because they just beating the snot out of y'all on every position with the American people. You underwater on the economy with the people, with the voters. It don't matter how the economy look in real life. The voters ain't seeing that. Even if the economy is better, even if their life is better than it was 2 years ago, the Democrats then brainwashed them. They got them drinking that Kool-Aid. They got their Kool-Aid now. Because the people, 7 out of 10 in a Fox News poll said the economy is worse off. Golly, with that stock market and that GDP, that let me know the Democrats out hustling you. This conversation we did today, just July, you was 30, 40 points above water, had 80% of the country support immigration, and now you underwater with it. They out muscling you, out hustling you, but you want to do it your way. You want to please MAGA. Your goal is to please MAGA. Well, you pleasing MAGA, and the American people are displeased. So you got your 28% of America that's MAGA. They happy. Not all of them happy either. But the 28% that you got, they stand in line. They happy with you. But 70% of America not happy with you. Now go to the polls. In 50 states, you got 30% of MAGA happy with you, and 30% of the population or the electorate. MAGA ain't even 30%, but I'm going to give you 30%. MAGA, that's voting with you, and 70% against you. Now go to the polls in Texas. Go to the polls. And you're going to see Hakeem Jeffries take the gavel. Yep, that's what's finna happen. And on the Democrat, you better hope y'all win South Carolina. You better hope y'all win Texas in the Senate. Hope. Because if you lose South Carolina and or Texas in the Senate, I don't know. I think you might lose Ohio. I really believe that. I believe you're going to lose Michigan. I think it's going to be a blue tidal wave. Because I don't think President Trump in July, even if he give the people 2,000, I don't think the happy dance, I don't think he going to do that. Because all a Democrat got to do or a liberal got to do is come plug President Trump in the head and he going to shoot somebody around the corner. Real talk. All you got to do is pluck him in the head and he going to go all the way off route. If he do start coming back and getting down with this, I promise you, the second the Democrats see him start doing, the reason why they ain't really on him, President Trump said because of Bill Clinton, they ain't talking about the Epstein file. Why would they talk about the Epstein files and they got Renee Good? Well, they ain't got no interest in the Epstein file. They got you giving them all the dirt on you, President Trump, that they need. You doing it to yourself. All you got to do is get a comedian to say Greenland. You get the point, Greenland. Ha, 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 ha. That's all you got. You doing it to yourself. All of that is completely unnecessary. You could still do everything that he promised to do in the election, but not do that. You could still support the police and not be for the police shooting an unarmed white girl in the face 3 times. You get it? That's the road he took, though. That's his road. He wanted, like Ball Street say, he want to please MAGA. Kayla, what's up, baby? Donnie says Trump rubbed elbows with mobsters and gangsters, and people believe he is a dumb, dopey, smiling grandpa. Ain't nobody believe that. That politicians painted him, he's heavy-handed like he was in the 90s. Ain't nobody believe that. But if you heavy-handed, ain't nobody care about that either. Who care? I don't care. If I knew President Trump in the 90s, I wouldn't have been scared of him at all. I promise you that. I don't care who he rubbed shoulders with. He ain't the only person rubbed shoulders with mobsters, Donnie. He rubbed shoulders with mobsters. I rubbed shoulders with killers. No, I didn't rub shoulders with killers. I played basketball with killers. I smoked blunts with killers. I went to the mall with killers. What's that mean? Does that make me tough or make me bad because he rubbed shoulders with a killer? He rubbed shoulders with a mobster. That don't mean nothing to nobody like me. I know white boys that took people's head clean off their shoulders with a Mac 10. President Trump ain't never did nothing like that. So we know he not that. He might have rubbed shoulders with somebody who might have did some, but he not that. That's what I'm saying. He not that. He's not that. Heavy-handed, you ain't no gangster, bro. That's bro. President Trump was this close from being a prisoner, and it wasn't for being no gangster. It was for doing other stuff, stupid stuff. He was gonna be a prisoner. He wasn't no King Von. He wasn't going to jail for murder and clapping nobody. Let's not be telling stories, Donnie. President Trump wasn't going to, he ain't like Lil Durk. He wasn't finna go to jail for a conspiracy to murder. President Trump was going to jail for grabbing women in the crotch. Let's be real now. He on Epstein Island. He not no mobster, no gangster like you talking about, Donnie. He not that. That's not what he is. You can't tell it to me. Because I can name boys' first and last name, and the people that know me on this live stream know I know them. First and last names that they see me with on a daily basis that's in jail right now for murder. More than 5 of them. So he rubbed shoulders with mobsters. Well, I ate dinners with killers, with murderers. That don't make you cool. That don't make you tough. You ain't heavy-handed. That ain't nothing to surprise. You gonna be heavy-handed in a prison until when you gonna die in prison. Heavy-hand that. That's the dumbest thing I heard in my life. You gonna be heavy-handed as a president when the whole world you gonna end up being in a box. That's what's gonna happen to you. Listening to that stupid stuff. Ain't nobody got time for him trying to be no mobster. That's not what he got elected to do. Let's stay focused on what matters. He is handling the business of America. No heavy-handed. Donnie, that's not what we trying to do. You ain't trying to get that man to have no bullets at his ear no more. That's what happened to mobsters. They get shot in the face. Mobsters lose their face. That's facts. That's what happened in that world. You can't be no mobster and don't get shot at. You can't say you no mobster and you ain't lit. That's what happens to mobsters. They get murked or they go to prison. So I'm saying, I'm sure President Trump don't want you put him in either of those categories, man. That's not what he is. He's not no killer. He ain't rubbed shoulders with anybody in New York rubbed a shoulder with a mobster. Eli, how many mobsters you think that Elon rubbed shoulders with being a billionaire? That's not nothing. Like I said, boy, I ate dinner with killers. If I wasn't a Christian right now, I'd probably have a killer with me in this car, boy. A murderer. Some of them went to jail after we hung out. Some of them still ain't went to jail. That's why I ain't calling one name. Murderers. Could give you the magazine article of the body that they left stinking. Murderers, boy. Yeah. Go to Biloxi and ask somebody about Ethan, though. Ask Will about Ethan, y'all. Ask Will who Ethan was. That white boy that worked with me at Fence. Ask my mama who Ethan was. This just one white boy, because I grew up with about 5 of them at church. LeBaron, Maurice, we grew up murderers. They in jail right now, murder for life. I got a homeboy who live in Natchez. He dropped at least 2 or 3 of them. I got another homeboy who lived in Gulfport. I can't even speak on that. But some white boy they dumped it, Ascanet, dumped his body at the gas station. I'm talking about murderers, boy. I ain't capping to you. Straight killers. Exactly, King Fire. That's what I'm talking about. This ain't the time for that. Donnie talking about rubbing shoulder. That's the problem. He trying to be a mobster or a gangster instead of being a president. That's the problem. And poor Kristi Noem, she can't see it. Like he trying to be he trying to be a mobster. This ain't no mobster, bro. You gonna end up what happened in the mobster's gonna happen to you. You can see. I could tell you boys ain't no gangster, cause you gangster. That's what happened with gangsters. They in prison or in jail. That's what happened to them. They die and get killed. Where Dirk at? Where King Von at? Even Young Boy's still alive, but look at Young Boy. Ask him ask a real gangster how many homeboys they lost if they still living. Ask them how many times they been in jail. You ain't no gangster, boy. You ain't never did no time. Not no real gangster. That's part of being a gangster. You gotta get. That's how you get strike. That's how you get respect. You get strike. You gotta go to jail. You gotta do time. You gotta catch bodies. If you ain't got no bodies and you ain't never did no time, you not no gangster. Not for real. What gang you in? What gang you in? Oh, that's a little gang in y'all little hometown. Y'all just claim blood because y'all in y'all hometown. You ain't talking about no real blood. You ain't no blood, no blood. Them boys have been in prison. I was in prison with Bloods. That's where they at. That's what they do. That's the nature of their business. Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Ain't no gangster, bro. You talking about like I'm not a killer. I'm not a gangster or I'm not a mobster. But I'm saying, because you hung out, you rubbed shoulders with mobster, Donnie, I ain't trying to get on you. I'm saying you probably don't want to represent the president of America as a mobster. That's what I'm saying. It's like the Republicans are hurting him without even trying. Or I don't know what's going on. It's like a conspiracy. They running across on President Trump. I guarantee you some of them Republicans in his circle, they probably against him for real. Because they got him coming out here doing and saying all this stuff. This stuff ain't good for him politically. Somebody called him and he backed off of that stuff and fired Gomer Powell. Somebody got a brain who on his team, because most of them people, that stuff is not good for him politically. Them white people do not, you tell them President Trump a mobster and then showing them two people getting executed. Donnie, I don't think that's what you was trying to say, Donnie. Because, Donnie, if you work for President Trump, we going to put that comment that you said, Donnie, say that you an official person, say you was Kristi Noem and you said that. He will have to fire you. Come election time, I'm going to be playing. What I'm going to be playing is them two people getting killed. What Donnie said, he rubbed shoulders with mobster, and these two people then died. He rubbed shoulders with mobsters, and Jeffrey Epstein died when he was president under mysterious circle. You don't want that picture to be made of President Trump. I promise you. He'll get removed. You ain't trying to, you don't like see y'all white people don't see it. But I'm a black dude. I know how this works. You don't be scaring them white people like that. Now who got power and money? It's white people with as much power and influence as President Trump got as president. It's families. Listen to me now. Get some wax out your ears now. I'm trying to help you. It's families in this country who can make a phone call. Families. They ain't got nothing to do with politics. They can make a phone call. Get some wax out your ears now. Don't put that on President Trump. Don't do him like that, please. He's not a rapper. He's a president. You don't want to do him like that. That's not safe. You see what I'm saying? It's not safe for King Lil Von. Look what happened to King Von. It's not safe for they can't even go in certain communities. It's not safe for the rappers. It's not safe for the mobsters. They all either died, went to jail, or they then got their head blown clean off their shoulders. Why you gonna that's not gonna be safe for President Trump too if he a mobster? Don't put him in no situation like that. He is an old man. That's what he is, 79-year-old man. You don't know nothing about that man health. That man might halfway. You see what I'm saying? He a 79-year-old man with bruising on his hand who got health problems. That's what he is. He's not no mobster. Let's be real. Let's keep it real now. Smash! What's up, baby? Smash said he is the one responsible for the anarchy. Kayla says, so you talking out hits like the monsters, the president is taking hits on the mobsters. Man, Kayla, that's what your boy was saying. Donnie. You know what I'm saying? I had pinned Donnie. He said a comment. He said President Trump, they think he an old man. He rubs shoulders with mobsters and gangsters or something like that. I was like, please don't say that about him. They'll make him look worse. That's what I'm saying. He got people around him, not picking on Donnie, but he got people around him who giving him advice like that. You're trying to make him look like that. That's not good for a president to be looking like a mobster. This ain't Russia. I might say President Trump was an OG or something. I might say that playing, but I'm not going to put that on him like he a gangster. Because he got to make some calls that you ain't trying to put that on him. Trust me, I got the wisdom to see that. See, that's what I'm saying. King Fire, they don't even understand that. But with President Trump, for some reason, they think that President Trump running everything. He don't even know what's going on. People coming back and telling him. They might be coming back feeding him all kind of lies. Them people on the ground over there is what's running, what's going on. He might be making some calls, some big calls. But saying that he just completely in charge of everything, nah, man. It ain't even like that. Oh, Smashy says she finna ride that train at Union Station in Chicago. Gregory says when he is no longer useful, they'll save that money. Well, hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I could say about that. I'm not speaking on that. I'm not going down that road. All I'm saying is don't put nothing on him that's not him. So I'm saying I just don't think it's safe for you to be saying that about a president. Because I'm saying some people might really look at it like that and say, hey, what Donnie said is true. So you want Americans looking at him like he a mobster. And say that and play that Renee Good to a voter, to one of them white women out there, like in the mid what? Here, what? They already thinking that. I'm trying to tell you, bro, y'all don't understand what's going to happen. Them Democrats get that gavel back. He ain't going to be looking like too much of a mobster once the Democrats get power. Y'all must have forgot what was going on prior to November of 2024. Smashy, they forgot what was going on prior to November of 2024. The Democrats get that gavel back. He's not going to be looking like no mobster, no gangster. He's going to be trying not to put that orange and white on. Because they're going to try to find a way around what the Supreme Court said and end up convicting him, bro. They're going to try to bring some more charges on him or something. I'm trying to tell you don't have to believe me, but when we get there now, I'm going to tell you I told you so. Just like when y'all seen Gomer Powell get fired, what I tell y'all, Smashy, when Gomer Powell got fired, I told y'all so. When everything come true, I told y'all so. I'm not no Fed. I don't work for the federal government. I'm able to see this stuff. If somebody hear what I say that works somewhere and they relaying messages, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But if you just, I know what it is. I know what it is. Don't lose confidence of the people. That if you keep the confidence of the people, that's how you have a 63% approval rating after you got accused of having sex in the Oval Office with someone who ain't your wife, someone who half your age. And you still got a 63% approval rate after that. Imagine if it weren't for Monica Lewinsky, his approval rating probably would have been 80%. The whole country love you. How Bill Clinton do that? By being bipartisan. The Democrats loved him. He went and put his toe on the other side in the Republican pool. And so you think the Democrats gonna hate him more? He gonna lose some of his base. That's not what happened. It made a Republican start liking Bill Clinton. And so when the Democrats, they were sitting there looking and they was like, golly, Republicans liking him? It made them like him more. It made Democrats like him more. I believe if enough Democrats start liking President Trump, that's not going to make MAGA hate him or turn against him. You're just stupid. You don't understand how it's going to make his star going to grow. It's going to get bigger. It's going to be bigger than you can ignore. It ain't about him being famous. He already got the fame. It's about being popular. He don't have popularity. He's not popular. There's a lot of people who don't vote who dislike President Trump. They're not voters. They're not in no polls that you see. They don't show up and participate in politics. You're going to see it when the Democrats get them another Barack Obama type candidate. You're going to see the margins that the Democrats have made up. You might see it in 2028. Democrats elect the right candidate in 2028. The Republicans in trouble. That's a new thing. The Republicans in trouble. And it's because of the President Trump. The way he execute them policies. You can't blame nobody but yourself. Who you gonna get mad at? You got Donnie up here talking about how he rubbing shoulders with mobsters. The president of the United States rubbing shoulders with mobsters. You got Democrats watching my channel, Donnie. You might be wanting to watch some of that stuff you saying. You got some powerful people now. Sometimes, on some days, at some times, in some periods. So you gonna get one of them, they gonna go, you gonna have them digging for something. I'm saying, Donnie, I wouldn't do that to my president. I wouldn't say Gavin Newsom ain't no monster. He cool though. He cool as a fan. That boy cool as the other side of the pillow. Gavin Newsom cool with some real gangsters. He from Cali. You saying President Trump with some mobsters, you talking about a bunch of 80-year-old old men, white men. I'm talking about Gavin Newsom cool with some real gangsters. Well, I know that for a fact. Oh, Gavin, some real gangsters. But Gavin Newsom ain't going to be running for president saying, oh, I'm from Cali. I'm from where Kendrick at. Cut the TV off, cut the TV off, cut the TV off, cut the TV off. You see what I'm saying? That ain't playing in America. You know all them white girls listening to Three Doors Down, Soccer Mom. They don't even like rap, what? You know, the white progressive, it's a difference between them white Democrats, white progressives, and black. Like, you just got to be aware of this. You got to unify the whole country. You're not going to unify them by being a mobster or being a gangster, or you're not unifying the country like that. If this was Russia, you could do that. In Russia, you probably find the grandma's probably gangster in Russia. You go to Russia, the grandma's probably got AKs. What? I'll tear that blank up. You feel me? But this America, man. Like, you got that in some spots in America, but it's just largely not like that, man. That's not what America is. You got to understand that. So you got to adjust. Behind the scene, me and B President T, we could talk as gang. We could be as gangster as we want to be when we ain't on camera, when we ain't in front of the American people. We could be as gangsters. I ain't no president, so I could be what I want to be. I'm a Christian, so that grounds me, but I'm saying I'm not no politician. That's why I wouldn't be no politician. I understand the responsibilities and duties with the position. That's why I didn't want to be a manager. That's why at the time I didn't want to be a father. I understood the duties and the response. I've been like that since I was a child. It's like I could see more than other people. I understand if I end up being then you got to go through this, this, and this. I didn't want to go through none of that. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I don't think it's good, man. I don't think it's good at all, man. You know what I'm saying? Kristi Noem, you could want to deport the people, but I'm saying you could use some different language. You trying to get MAGA. Well, he's scared that he going to lose them. How many MAGA he got? 20-some% of the population. You scared you're going to lose them 20-some% of the people. As long as I got MAGA with me, then I'm good. That's what you thinking? He thinking with 30 million behind him, he could do anything. He gonna take over a whole country full of Americans with guns with 30 million people. And it's 340 million people and he outnumbered 10-1. I'm saying, come on, man. President Trump, I'm sure all y'all Republicans in here, President Trump didn't say he was a mobster and he rubbed shoulders with no mobster. You putting him on the Epstein list pretty much. That's the stuff in his past. He didn't want nobody talking about. He don't want what he did with Jeffrey Epstein 50 years ago. President Trump feel like that don't have nothing to do with who he is today. And him rubbing shoulders with mobsters 50 years ago, I guarantee you, Donnie, if you ask him, President Trump gonna feel like that ain't got nothing to do with who he is today. Man, oh man, y'all, we about to get up out of here. You said he's already on the Epstein list. Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is, it's like, you know, he don't want that talked about. You feel what I'm saying? He don't want to be identified as that. So what I'm saying, Donnie coming on here saying that, you know, Donnie a Republican from my understanding. You know what I'm saying? Donnie coming on here saying that, you know, y'all confused about President Trump. He used to rub shoulders with mobsters back in New York in the 80s. He not like the regular politicians. I'm saying, you really want to be saying that about him after the stuff that we done seen in the last month? I heard plenty of prominent Democrats call them people's deaths murders. You don't hear Ghost really say that. I said they got killed. That's what I said. I said they got killed. That's what the word is killed. Right? You get killed, or you could get killed in a car crash. That just means you died. And the way you died wasn't at the hands of a natural cause, one God's hands. It was at the hands of another man, really, or something like that, or your own hands. So you got killed. But what I'm saying is, it's Democrats, they said that was a murder. I ain't trying to throw them under the bus because they said what they said. People heard them. But it's just people listen to this that, I ain't trying to put people in certain situations because everybody don't consume as much media as I do, and I see that. So some people might not have heard that yet, but it's been plenty of people that didn't say it was a murder. There are 2 murders, executions. I heard somebody say execution. They were executed. So that's what I was saying, Caleb. Like, they really want to be running around saying President Trump was a mobster? I don't think y'all want to be saying that, do you? And they say he executing people. What? Or people were executed under his administration. What? Nah, don't say that about the man. Hey, look, Kayla said to me that's the whole thing right there. She said the bottom line is ain't nobody got nothing that they were promised on his campaign except division and U.S. citizens being murdered. You got no money, got no prices going down, nothing. Hey, Donnie, you said if it's a murder, then charge him. How you gonna charge him if the Republicans got all the power? Who gonna charge him? Oh, you mean Kristi Noem, Homeland Security gonna charge him? Oh, Donnie, you just playing about that. That ain't finna happen. So who gonna charge him? Oh, you mean FBI, Cash Patel gonna charge him? Oh, Donnie, you just playing about that. The FBI gonna charge him. So who gonna charge him? That's why Minnesota wanted to do the investigation. Because Minnesota could charge him. That's probably what's gonna end up happening. Congress can't do nothing. Because ain't no Democrats could bring nothing to the floor. Hakeem Jeffries and them they have a trick. That's how they gonna do that, get that vote on Kristi Noem. That's how they got the vote on the Epstein files. Bocana and them came up with it. They came up with a trick. So he just got a little trick. But I'm saying, who gonna charge him? You gotta have somebody to charge him. If you don't have nobody to charge him, they ain't never gonna get charged with nothing until the Democrats take over. Because if it was a murder, there ain't no statute of limitations on that. None. Zero. So that means that the Democrats take over, when they take over, then it's popping. And I'm saying it could be 20 years from now that they take over, which we know that's not going to happen. But if it was 20 years from now, there's no statute of limitations on murder. So you get the agent who made the shooting, he done went on about his life. He think it's over with. I'm just ghosts see more than y'all see, and I'm trying to tell you, ain't none of that over. They said Tom Homan took a bag of money from the FBI. Ask a Democrat. Ask Jasmine. They said Tom Homan took a bag of money from the FBI. So you think when the Democrats got a list, you know how President Trump had a list? Now the Democrats got a list. Bloods and the Crips, left and the right, back and forth. President Trump could have avoided all of this, Kayla. Smashly, President Trump could have avoided all of this. If you guys go back and listen to my live streams, all you got to do is click back on the tab. All you got to look at is the titles. You ain't even got to click on the live streams. You could just scroll the titles. Scroll the titles. And the people who are members of this channel, like Miss Laura and like Colin and Brian C., they know because they was here from day one over a year ago. Ghost was saying all of this. They remember in May when I called myself putting on my MAGA hat after I got a check. And I'm saying I don't care who the president. I was for VP Harris, but I knew it wouldn't because a lot of her policies I agree with. But the way President Trump, everything he did, I would have done it different. Tariffs and everything. But through the tariffs, still got W's. You could still get W's using his style. You could still get W's. But I'm saying, like, when you going way over here, saying that all the Haitians are killers and they're going to attack non-white citizens, and you grabbing American citizens if they Hispanic just because they are Hispanic? What? You deporting them? What? The 5-year-old Liam? What? It's too much going on. You know that's too much going on. Come on, man. Donnie know that. Every Republican know that. I'm saying for peace sake, Ron DeSantis just said it the other day, yesterday, the day before. Every Republican in America know this. Bro, you not pleasing MAGA doing that. MAGA didn't vote for you to shoot 2 women liberals in the face. MAGA ain't vote for that. Or y'all might have heard that MAGA was looking for some murders or something. That's his problem. He got a bunch of lunatics who his followers are. He trying to please some lunatics. He need to get new followers. Why are you trying to please lunatics? That's the problem. If they want to see somebody get killed, they lunatics. Ain't nobody want to see nobody get murdered. And the thing that's so bad about it, Kayla and Smashley and Donnie, is that it's because we seen Ellis Peretti kick that agent's light off. So we know that he and others have been aggravating the snot out them ICE agents. So it looked like there was some retaliation, like they just mad or something. That's what that really looked like. Ain't President Trump trying to be no gangster, no mobster. It looked like they just got mad. And instead of they try to execute the law themselves, he trying to write his own law like some Sharia law or something. Christian nationalism law. You can't take this, especially they saying they Christians, they calling themselves Christian. You turning the truth of God into a lie. You turning light into darkness. That ain't nothing to do with God or Jesus. That's darkness. That wouldn't happen under Mike Pence administration. And the reason why I said Mike Pence, I believe Mike Pence a Christian. You can ask me 5 politicians who I think they Christians, and I'll tell you, I know. I bet you I'm dead right. You don't want to challenge ghosts like this. I'll tell you the 5 politicians. Who Mississippi governor is. I think Tay Reeves a Christian. You got talking about how the men live in their real, everyday, regular life. We ain't talking about the character. We all got characters. All of us got characters. Even the ones like Ghost who say he real with a nickname Ghost, that's my character. I'm saying what he doing when the cameras go off. That's what I'm saying. That kind of Christian, that living, walking, talking, kind of looking like how Jesus said to live, walk, and talk. Mike Pence is that when the cameras off. You could tell by his spirit and his disposition. That wouldn't have happened with Mike. Ask Mike Pence. One of y'all seeing it, y'all go track Mike Pence down. If he'll even talk about something like that. Ask Mike Pence what he would do different out when you see ICE doing and what Mike Pence would do different. I guarantee you it's a big difference. You can't, that's evil heartedness. You got evil in your heart. You mad because he kicking your light off. If you don't have the temperament to do the job, don't take the position. You can't come rewrite this is a democracy with human rights. That's the problem. Y'all don't respect human rights. These are human beings. Look at them like they dollar bills, President Trump. Maybe you would treat them right then. Look at them like that's a bunch of money out there. The Haitian immigrants are money. You wouldn't send off your money, would you? Don't send off the Haitian immigrants. You value your money more than you do people. It shows. You can't hide not to somebody like me. You might can hide it to them but you can't hide that to me. I'ma see straight. You know, I told you I got that vision. I'ma see straight through you. You ain't sending off your money, but you gonna send off them human beings. So you gotta be slick. You gotta be able to save the humans and get money. You gotta know how to do both of them. You wouldn't be no con artist then. If I had President Trump, he would be a dude. His persona, he'd still be just as crazy as he would, but he'd be completely different. After he came out and said he was going to attack Greenland by military force, the next day I would have had him come out and say he was cracking a joke. hey, Smashley, Caleb, the day he said he was going to take Greenland by military force, if I was one of his advisors, the next day he'd have been on say, oh, y'all know, y'all can't take a joke. Y'all can't tell when I'm joking and I'm serious. Star Martin then would have been like, whew, everybody would have laughed it off. But it ain't no way I'm going to let that man destroy himself like that. It's like somebody over there on the Republican side, y'all, they advising him to say that. They trying to destroy him. They not that stupid. They ain't got nothing to do with MAGA. It's somebody in your camp, President Trump. They trying to destroy you. Got you doing this crazy stuff. Because I know it ain't Kristi Noem, my dear. She's just going along with you thinking she being respectful. To tell y'all the truth, I'm not taking up for her. I'm just being real. President Trump, somebody in your camp trying to destroy you, man. Got you doing all this wild stuff. They know ain't nobody around you who anywhere political. They know they could tell you, President Trump, that stuff you doing, that's just not only destroying them. I'm saying, Ron DeSantis, what you gonna do? You gonna run for president, or you gonna wait? Or you running for any Congress or Senate? Because Ron DeSantis, if you running for Senate, man, he killing you. Lindsey Graham, that's why your numbers, Lindsey, you might not win. All the old senators and congressmen, they trying to get rid of but Joe Biden did that for y'all. Y'all think Joe Biden? As Americans, we seen our president, not hating on you, President Biden. You know I got mad love for you, my dog. And my baby VP Harris, I got mad love for them. Just like I got love for President Trump. It might not seem like it. I don't care how it seems. I ain't finna be watching. Look, I'm watching my cousin walking down the road doing some stupid stuff, and I'm watching them do stupid stuff. Bro, you can't be it. Let me find my little nephew selling drugs. I ain't gonna let you do nothing stupid because I love you. That's why. If I said I was rocking with you, I put on my MAGA hat, I'm rocking with you, and you start doing stupid stuff, what I'm supposed to do if I love you? I'm not like none of them people that work for you. That's why you doing the stupid stuff. Because you ain't got nobody around you. Look, when somebody talked to him that made him say that Greenland stuff, somebody with some sense talk to him. Ain't nobody around him in his cabinet did, though. So it seemed like they ain't got no sense, right? Common sense ain't that common. That's an easy deduction. It's not accurate. I'm just playing, but I'm just making a point. So the same thing happened whenever the right and somebody talked to him. Say, hey, what's going on? This don't look good, yo. You need to chill out. So he want to take I'm a fire Gomer Powell and say a couple of different words. And then here come Kristi Noem. When we thought it's over, every time we think it's over, she wanted to deport 350,000 people. And that's one thing. If you just magging your policy, but saying that the black Haitians going to hurt the non-white citizens. You telling us your heart. You speaking your heart now. Or President Trump's heart won. They're murderers and leeches. I'm saying you're not going to say, that girl not going to get up there and say that if I work with them, she's not going to do it. I don't care how much she don't like me. We'll be screaming at the top of our lungs at each other. Because I'm trying to save her and President Trump. See, Smashley and Kayla, they know that. They know that's buffoonery. But you don't need Representative Bacon or the Republicans or your allies to call you and tell you that. You just need a good advisor around you who you like and that you ain't going to fire or that you can't fire. Just have me in a position to where like a subcontract to where he couldn't fire me and I already got my money. He'll pay me in advance. I need payment in advance to work for you, President Trump. And you need me for a year, I need $250,000 on the table up front. And I'll just tell you, just get it to you straight up raw. That's what he needs, somebody tell him straight up raw. I'm going to take Greenland by military force. Please don't say that. Please don't say that. Hey, look, y'all. Hey, look, y'all. And I tell them why I'm telling them not to say it. I'm going to tell them how is the reasons why. See, maybe his advisors, they know he shouldn't say it, but they can't tell him, if you do this, A, B, this, I could break it down step by step. If you say A, just like Daniel did in a prophecy in the Bible, if you say A, this is what's going to happen. If you say B, this is what's going to happen. If you say C, you're going to lose 60 seats in the midterm election. And you know what we all remember. Let us not forget too quick. A lot of y'all don't know politics. Y'all don't understand this, but the one he doing, they know it. All of them know it. They remember what happened whenever Nancy Pelosi took over the speakership and he was president. All of America remember. You remember Hakeem might not tear your speeches up behind you, President Trump. He might not be that vindictive, but it might be far more uncomfortable with Hakeem, because they're not gonna play with you. The Democrat, I'm telling you, they're not going to play with you this time. You embarrassed them. And then you coming after them too. Them fighting you. I'm talking about, think about it, y'all. Policy. This is a policy. Immigration is a policy. That these Democrats feel so strong about this that they going to hit the streets. How many of y'all gonna hit the smash? Are you going out there and protesting? Kayla, you protesting? I know we feel how we feel, but I'm saying I'm gonna go out there with a whistle and mess with a federal agent, boy. I'm not. I ain't that bold, stupid, brave, or none of that. I told y'all I ain't no gangster. I ain't going out there messing with no cops. So I'm saying, imagine how strongly they believe in this. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. That these people will go and they'll buck you on a policy. Most Americans ain't gonna buck you on no policy. They bucking the federal government on a policy. This ain't like no 1 January 6th. I'm talking about this every day. They meet you in the square. ICE versus the citizens of Minneapolis. And Minneapolis, them citizens ain't back down one time. Not once. At the end, they had more protesters than they had out there. I'm talking about united. You know, Paul Slice, I'm gonna give you a voice because you said it. So he says, this looking like the Clinton files, my brother. Well, I'm saying if you want to say so, y'all making it political. It's a left and a right thing. It ain't no Clinton files. It ain't no Trump files. It's the Epstein files. Bill Clinton shouldn't have been hanging with him, and President Trump shouldn't have been hanging with him either. Period. If you ain't got nothing on Bill Clinton, ain't nobody got no proof on President Trump, you ain't gonna be accusing them. All you could say is he in the files. If you say he in the files, that's not defamation, because he's in the files. He shouldn't have been hanging with him. That's not defamation. When you start accusing him of doing stuff, now that's different, because you ain't got no proof that he did what you saying he doing. So I'm saying if you don't accuse Bill Clinton either. It's the same thing. Bill Clinton might not sue you, President Trump might, but it's not right. It's defamation. I try not to defame him. You feel what I'm saying? I give my opinion about something. If you doing something a buffoonery, I'm gonna tell you that. But I'm saying putting that on that man, you don't know. They both could have messed with girls who are legal age at the party. Or they both could have not messed with no girls. Or they both could have messed with girls. Who knows? You don't know. You know he on the list. You know he hung with Epstein. That's really all you need to know. And like I said from the get-go, I heard Tara Palmieri or whatever say on Don Lemons yesterday or whatever, that what I said from the get-go, they doing all this investigation and ain't nothing gonna come out the end of it. Ain't none of those dudes going to jail on that list. Not a one of them. Not a one of them going to jail. I'd be surprised if those I don't see why those survivors haven't sued the Epstein estate yet. They should have sued his estate. So they could get some money. At least you got to give them some bread. You got to break them off some bread. Congress need to make a law so you could, just like the 9/11 victims. Y'all hear that? Ghost just threw y'all a bone. Like the 9/11 victims, you need to make a law for the Epstein victims to break them off some bread. Golly, at least. Take the money from the Epstein estate. Y'all can't do that for him? But ain't none of them dudes going to jail, just to be real with you. I told y'all that back then. That's why for a long time I never covered President Trump and the Epstein files. I even said I understood why he said it was a hoax. And I understood why the Democrats using the story to crack them over the head with them. You can't get mad at it. That's the game. That's politics. You shouldn't have been hanging with Jeffrey Epstein. If you want President Trump, you want to get mad at anything, get mad at yourself for hanging with Jeffrey Epstein. Because if you ain't never hung with, we ain't never talked about Barack Obama and the Epstein files. And Barack Obama have had people close around him on the Epstein files. So why he ain't on it? But we ain't never talked about Barack Obama and the Epstein files because he ain't never hung with Jeffrey Epstein that we know of. But if he hung with Jeffrey Epstein, we'll find out. And we'll be talking about Obama and Epstein. President Trump ain't no different. You was hanging out with the dude. You and Bill Clinton. You feel better because you got company with you? Like, I'm saying, man, like, if you weren't hanging out with the dude, that's consequences of our actions. Like, I'm going through consequences of what I did, some stuff I did in the past today that I'm not doing today. But I'm facing consequences for something I did in the past today. But I'm not doing it no more today. That's life, man. What we crying about? You hung out with a dude who did what he did. So you know people gonna crackle and say or whatever. You can't get them for no defamation for something you did. Oh, this man just went down the street and he just doo-dooed on himself. You feel me? You can't get defamation if he really did that. That ain't defamation. You just telling a story. They just saying that you hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. That's not defamation, President Trump. Now, if they said that you was sleeping with 14-year-olds and they published that, I mean, if you could prove it caused you some harm or damages, you could recuperate the damages. Because you ain't getting no 10 million from Ghost. Because Ghost saying that ain't cost you no $10 million. Ghost saying that ain't cost you $10. So I don't see how you gonna get any money from me saying anything. But I'm saying I wouldn't say that though, because that's not true. People have accused me of similar stuff. See, I'm not like y'all. I know how I feel. I got compassion. People accuse me of similar stuff in my past. You can't just make an accusation like that on somebody without no facts. That's strong accusation. You could say some dude like he doo-dooed on it or some stupid stuff like little kid stuff. Like you could say some stupid stuff like. But when you talking about like you saying somebody had sex with a child, that's some strong stuff. Cause see, I'm gonna try to bust you in your head if you saying something inaccurate like that about me in front of a bunch of people. I'm gonna bust you in your head and sue you for real. So I see how he feel. You saying he slept with no children, and how any of us know he slept with children? He might not have slept with no kids. He might have been some college age girls. You don't know. I don't know. I know he might have got accused with this, or he might have got accused of that, but we don't know none of that. If you got facts, put it on the table. If it was facts there, they would have been on the table. It ain't nothing there. You got how many millions of pages? I thought they would have let it go, but they didn't let it go. It helped them politically, so they was a political weapon. For the people, though, who thought that somebody ever was going to get in trouble for that, I was trying not to hurt your feelings a long time ago. That's why I really didn't talk about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Because I know ain't none of them dudes getting it. The only one who was going to get in trouble for it is dead. And that's why he dead. Because he was the only one going to get in trouble for it. It's his island. So all the people he was inviting, they weren't going to pay for something he did. That's why I don't see why Bill Clinton really got to pay for something Jeffrey was doing. Bill Clinton paid a part. You don't know what part he played. What part he played. We already know about him with Monica Lewinsky. You're not going to smear Bill Clinton's name. Like I told you, he was a president. After the Monica Lewinsky came out, bro, I talk about Bill Clinton all the time, like with Monica Lewinsky and stuff like that, but still got the ultimate respect for him like most Americans, because the man was really good at his job. He was a really good president. One of the best politicians I've ever seen in my life. That boy, a smooth operator. That boy playing the saxophone. Oh, Bill Clinton. That boy hitting on that weed. That boy in that Oval Office doing the thing. When he came out, when he first got out of the office, where he went to Brooklyn, Harlem, somewhere, set up his library, bro, to the hood with the black people. Man, we love Bill Clinton, boy. You crazy. That's why we love Hillary so much. You ain't seen black people love black people. I don't know if it was ever been a white president that black people love as much as they did Bill Clinton. Maybe JFK. Them black people love Bill Clinton, bro. Love him. That's why President Trump's numbers can't hit 63%. He ain't got support with the black community like that, but he won't listen to ghosts. Ronald Reagan had a lot more support with black people than you think. Definitely with Democrats or working class white people. Democrats too. Blue Dog Democrats or Reagan Democrats. You see what I'm saying? Oh no, bruh. They said Hillary and the Epsteins. No. What kind of people these? What kind of stuff these people having? Swinger parties. Say it ain't so. I ain't verified that, y'all, so I don't know, but my girl Smashley, she don't be lying. She said my girl Hillary up in the files, man. Oh, no. Oh, that's Donnie saying that. That Smashley ain't say that. That was Donnie saying that. Hey, I don't know if we got a Donnie, he playing. He said she want hot dogs flown in without the bun, y'all. He playing. I thought he was serious. We got to watch Donnie, though. He tried to make President Trump be a gangster or a mobster the other minute. We got to watch Donnie, y'all. This boy, he be joking, man. I'm starting to see his personality. Yeah, Smashley. What Smashley's saying, it looked like, y'all, it looked like that they racist, though. The way they talk about people and policy, it do look like that. That's the way it look. I'm saying that's the way it looks. When you saying that Haitians are going to be violent towards non-whites, you have neuroscientists. Some of these people neuroscience. We just told you what the judge. It looks racist. It sounds racist. Optics is everything in politics. The black support that the Republicans had got, where's Josh Hawley at? He know. J.D. Vance, where you at? The young Republicans. Them young, smart Republicans, where they at? They know. That coalition that you built, you pulled some blacks, some Hispanics, some young people. You know, they built a coalition to go along with MAGA, and they won. Your coalition, you done lost that. In the midterms, it's going to show up, especially Trump ain't on the ballot, especially that many people not voting like they vote in the regular election, and the Democrats fired up, you shooting them in the face. Oh, man, you finna get. Man, I hope y'all don't lose 50 seats, bro, because I'm going to talk about y'all Republicans bad. Listen to me. For a long time, I'm going to talk about y'all bad. If you lose 15 seats, that's what I expect you to lose 15, about 15. Because I expect President Trump, you know, he always got a comeback up his sleeve. But what he did, he let it go too far to the left. So his comeback going to put him about 15 seats short, 10 seats, 15 seats short. If he ain't got no comeback up his sleeve, he might lose 50 seats. They lost 41 last time. He tried to pull a comeback last time, still lost 41. So why he won't this time? 7.1% GDP and 7 out of 10 Americans say the economy doing bad. And your GDP 7%. That's unreal. Tell me why I'm wrong, though. Y'all know I'm right. That's why they mess with me. That's why they come tap in with me 3 hours on a vertical live feed. See what I'm saying? That's why people tap in with me. That's why because they know I'm right. They know I got a really good read on politics, man. You know what I'm saying? So I try to switch it up, not the same talking points, but I mean, we pretty much on the same thing. We on the same subject, really. You feel me? We really on the same subject, though. I try to switch it up to get some new talking points for you. Hey, you feel me, though? You feel me? Smashley, you feel me? Hey, if y'all hadn't liked the video, man, y'all like the video, man, I'll be forgetting to take my medicine. You know what I'm saying? I do, man. I forget all the time to take it. I don't take it like I'm supposed to. It's key that I do take it, though. It's key that I do take it, though. My boy Donnie, though. Trying to say President Trump is a mobster, though. Kayla, what's up, baby? I had seen you, heard you say. She said, I want to know if Bubba Clinton was Bubba. Hey, Bubba was Clinton, wasn't he? That's what they used to call him. They used to call my boy Bubba. Hey, look, this all I'm saying, though, man. I thought they should let that stuff die, though. I thought Bill Clinton really was too old. I thought President Trump was too old. I thought that was their past. But people was talking about how they were child molesters and stuff. So I said, okay, if they come up with some evidence, excuse me, that somebody molested a child. But Joe Biden and them had them files for 4 years. And they was trying to lock President Trump up. Common sense ain't that common. Ghost told y'all that. Joe Biden and them had them files for 4 years. They were trying to lock him up. It would be different if they just had the files and they were regular presidents. They were trying to lock up Donald Trump. And they had Epstein files. And they didn't touch it. If they didn't touch it, would the Democrats have power, came right behind them, and they didn't touch it, I knew ain't nothing was going to come of it. But if Congress wanted to go through all that trouble and get the files released, then Congress should go through all that trouble. Finishing the job would get those girls some restitution. And the Congress could pass a law to get them restitution. To me, that would be finishing and closing the Epstein case. Hey, look, baby girl, look, I know you got raped by a bunch of old, dusty, crusty dudes when you were 14, raped by 50-year-olds. But, you know, I'm sorry we ain't going to be able to do nothing about that. But, you know, we got this $500,000 for you. It ain't going to fix the problem, but it'll make your life a little bit more comfortable or easier, won't it? They could do that. Take all the money from the Epstein estate and give it to the victims. You should have been came up with that. All you need to do is get ghosts around there. I'll just get a judge. Just put it in the courtroom. I'll show y'all where the real power is in America. Y'all keep thinking these politicians got the power. That meaning them black robes is the one with the power in America. Now, I'll show you better than I could tell you. When the Democrats come back, it's going to look like Congress got power again because they're going to be challenging him and flexing their muscle in Congress. The White House, you got a very overly aggressive president, so it looked like the power in the White House. The power in them black robes. Everything is decided by a man in a black robe. And guess what Ghost said? Ghost be over there with them men in them black robes. That's what I'm saying. You come play with me. I don't care who you with. I'm going to check you. I'm going to continually check you. I ain't going to check you once. And if you think you could get one of those dudes in the black robes on your side, you don't understand the system. Because it's going to go up to a panel. But 3 of them going to sit and decide. And ain't nobody know which 3 of them. So you can't get, it's harder to get that court. It's going to go to the appeals court. On the federal side, you got a panel of judges deciding. And you know, Ghost, that's why I do my thing in the appeals court. That's why I get done. The power in them courts, bro. Any law that the lawmakers gonna make is gonna get challenged. It's gonna go to mama and daddy. And mama and daddy gonna decide. Who mama and daddy? The Supreme Court, the court. Who decided on Roe v. Wade on abortion? Politicians make any law they want to make. Who gonna be how the final word is in the court, boy. Hey, look, I'm finna stand outside with y'all for a second, man. You know what I'm saying? It's 10 degrees out here. It ain't that cold. You know what I'm saying? 10 degrees that's pretty good, you know? We've been streaming for 2 hours and 53 minutes. We bumping up right on 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? I'm just staying longer because my homegirl Smashley jumped in the stream. You feel me? Hey, look, though, let's go on out here, man. Let's see what's going on out here, y'all. I got a little baby girl behind me. She back there trying to stomp on the ice, y'all. We gonna just not pay attention to that stomping on the ice. So it pretty much the same part. I feel like I can't say what I need to say because somebody behind me listening to me. You feel me? I'm just playing though, y'all. Hey, look, but she was over there though. It's iced out. You could look over there and you could see right behind those brown poles where it says no swimming. It looks like it's all just, you know what I'm saying, the ground or the snow. It's because if you guys from up north, y'all already know, Smashley know, she from Michigan. You know what I'm saying? That's the Hudson River and it's iced out. Straight ice. I ain't been in the city in a minute, man. I'm gonna have to get down to the city before too long or get down somewhere. Man, I told y'all I've been pretty much bringing y'all the content, man, like from the same spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we litigating. You know what I'm saying? We finna do more litigating and more litigating. And you know what I'm saying? I don't care about like you don't understand the politician. I don't care about I know where the power is. The politician ain't got no power. I don't care who he on the phone with. No politician could control the court. If President Trump could control the court, why wouldn't he control the court with his own policies? You see what I'm saying? Ain't no politician could control the court, so I don't care what no politician is say. A politician might have some pull with a judge, maybe a Supreme Court justice or two. He can't control that whole court. That court is a mechanism of its own. You just got to understand that. If you don't understand that, you probably don't know, you know what I'm saying? You don't understand the operations in there. I understand the operations in there. Ain't nobody got no pull over no court, like not like that. That's where the power is. There's too many courts in America. There's too many ways to achieve justice in America. One thing about our founding forefathers, they understood corruption. They just came from England. We need a history lesson. So they understood corruption. So they said in our system, in our government system, they said about 18 ways we could get justice off one case. Because I'll sue you 18 times. I got up to like 4 or 5 times suing somebody before. One person got paid 3 times off them, 2 or 3 times off them. No, it was 2 different incidents, but it was one case. 2 incidences, one case. Turned out to be 4 or 5 cases. It ended up, well, about 3 or 4 cases. 4 cases. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm a paper pusher. I'm a litigator, bro. I'm going to push that paper at you nonstop. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm going to push that paper at you nonstop. It ain't no words you could say that's going to change that. You wasting your words. You can waste them. I don't mind you wasting them. But I'm saying I'm going to push that paper at you nonstop. If I tell you that you do something, I'm going to sue you. You sue. Count yourself sued. The words that came, you could go to Houston and you could get this. They'll explain this to you. The words that come out your mouth is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. I don't care what words coming out your mouth. You sue. I don't care what you do to me. You sue. You just gonna get sued again. And again, it don't never stop. I'm a paper pusher. I push papers into the courts. That's what I do. You know that before you even meet me. You know that before you even see me. You know that before you have even any contact with me. Full disclosure. Hey, nah, I didn't see it. What was it about, Silver? Silver, what was it about? I wanted to ask somebody what was the Melania document about. I wanted to see it. Somebody said it was funny. Dang, somebody said she need to go to night class to learn English. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that, Silver. You know what I'm saying? You know, she is an immigrant, though, and you know President Trump, he is kind of tough on immigrants. So it's like you put yourself in those kind of positions. But Silver might be saying she just didn't understand her English that well, you know? I don't know. Dang, they saying watching that's a waste of time and money. See, President Trump said the Grammys was unwatchable. Smashley, Silver, did y'all see the Grammys? President Trump said the Grammys was unwatchable. He couldn't watch it. Of course, you know, Bad Bunny and there was on his head. So, I mean, if it were you talking about one of the most or the most famous singer in the world, if he was on a TV, you know, award show talking about me too, I would say it's unwatchable. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like, you know, somebody saying Melania's show is unwatchable. So it's either you gonna watch the Grammys. I guess if you MAGA, you gotta watch Melania's show. And if you ain't MAGA, you watch the Grammys. Which one was unwatchable? The Grammys or Melania's movie? See, President Trump, the Grammys could sue you for saying that the Grammys was unwatchable. President Trump, as much as you sue people for saying stuff about you, what if they sued you? Oh, you can't get sued because you the president. You ain't gonna be the president forever. Dang, who came here on the Epstein visa? Oh man, they talking about Melania. You can't be talking about that man wife like that. Smash, you can't be talking about that man wife like that. What's an Epstein visa? Anyway. Dang, man, you saying Melania came here on the Epstein visa. What's an Epstein visa? Let me see, Smash, if that's a thing. You can't be talking about that man wife like that, man. What's wrong with Melania? I think she pretty. I like pretty women. Oh, that's an Einstein visa. Did she say Einstein visa or Epstein visa? Oh, she said Einstein visa. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Miss Smashley. I thought you said an Epstein visa. I was finna say, what's an Epstein visa? Einstein visa. I learn something new every day. I never heard of no Einstein visa. I need to go. I need to go see if my favorite country in the world got an Einstein visa. See if Italy got an Einstein visa. So I could go visit Italy on the Einstein visa. No, Smashy, I see you said Einstein. I thought you said Epstein visa. I was like, Epstein visa, what? I ain't never heard of no Epstein visa. I had to look it up real quick. But she said an Einstein visa. Yeah, I ain't never heard of an Einstein visa either. So that's why I guess I thought that's what, you know what I'm saying? I thought that's what I read. He's messy. I swear that's what I thought I seen, bro. I was just reading it. I was like, what the Epstein visa? I said, Smashy, we can't be talking about a man white. You already talking about the movie. I ain't seen the movie, y'all, so I honestly don't have an opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? These are the people who come kick it with us all the time on Legal Wars Live, and you know they down there in the chat, and it's just people's opinions. And I welcome their opinions. So you can listen to their opinions and hear their opinions. I hadn't seen the movie, though, yet. I didn't watch the Grammys either. President Trump said the Grammys was unwatchable. That's what he said. So I didn't see him. But I'm sure they were cracking on him the whole time. That's why he's saying that. So, you know, he said the Grammys was... Hey, he said the Grammys was unwatchable though, so you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I didn't see them. Just like they say that about Melania movie, I ain't never seen it, so I can't say that about a movie. Oh, just somebody said it's pure propaganda. So somebody's saying it's pretty much you know, it's like a political movie. I guess that's what they're trying to say. If it's propaganda, that would be like political. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. Maybe they're trying to reach women voters. You know? Melania seemed like a pretty straight woman, though. You know? I don't know. I mean, you know, really get too good of a read off her personality, but she seemed like a straight person, though. Like, she don't really be in no drama or nothing. You know, you got some females, they drama feel. She probably got a personality and an opinion, you know, but she just don't seem like she really being too much drama. Public drama. Who said that? Hey Nick, I finna push you out the stream if you say something like that again. I don't do that, Nick. Nick, if you say something sexist like that, hey, good, you said women shouldn't vote. Don't say nothing like that. Hey, Smashy, tell him. Hey, he gonna have a whole red mark on this side of his face, Smashy. Hey, Smashy, right on this side of his face, bro. I'm right-handed, so it's gonna be the left side of his face. He gonna have a whole red mark, a whole 9 inches handprint on the side of his face. Hey, what's up, Nick? Nick, we can't do that though, bro. You can't come up in here and be talking about women and black people and all that stuff, Nick. Real talk though. Nick be coming up in here talking about women. He got made me think he Nick Fuentes for real. Nah, it ain't no talk, boy. I bet you down. I put these paws on you, boy. Real talk. You ain't ready for this, Nick. Real talk. You ain't even jumped off the porch from Nick. Where you from? Where you from for real, Nick? Where you from? I could tell you where I'm from. I could tell you where I came here from, and I could tell you where I'm at. And ain't none of it lame. Where you from, Nick? You from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. Hey, Nick, where you from, though? Nick, where you from? Nick, you wish you were from Oakland, bruh. You wish. Prove it. You ain't from no Oakland, bro. I could tell how you act. You are not from no Oakland. You trying to be funny. You know, he thought VP Harris from Oakland, so that's the first thing he came. That boy is not from Oakland. I could tell how you don't even talk or type like you from Oakland. You're not from Cali. You might live in Oakland, but you ain't from Oakland. And Nick, Nick, you better not even be saying you from Oakland, boy. I'll drop a kite on you, Nick. You know what a I know you're a Caucasian, but you know what a kite is, boy? I drop a kite on you. You in the wrong place, boy. You need to go on the Ponchatoula. If you in Cali, you need to move way up there past Redwood. You don't need to be in Oakland, boy. All I gotta do, I put something in the mail on you, Nick. Them boys, they ain't gonna come through slapping you, though. They gonna be slapping you. They gonna slap you different than I'm slapping you. I'm gonna slap you for real. They gonna slap. You feel me? Oh, he don't just live in San Francisco. He probably be on the other side. Hey, y'all, he be on the other side of San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? That boy rainbow down. Nick a rainbow. Nick, it ain't nothing wrong if you rainbow, bro. It's straight, man. The Rainbow Coalition. That's Nick's squad. For real. Every color of the flag. That's Nick's squad. Hey, Nick, he just became Nick like 5 years ago. He wasn't born Nick. Nick Russian, he was born Nicola. Nick, what we call a TG, y'all. What's a TG? Hey, Smashley. Hey, Smashley, what's a TG? Nick a TG. He wasn't born a man. He wasn't born Nick. He was born Nicola in Russia. Hey, John G. Come say it to my face, though. Yo, don't bring the police. He gonna be calling the police. See, I can't play with nobody because they gonna be trying to get me falsely arrested. You know what I'm saying? If it weren't for that, some of y'all, man, it saved a lot of y'all jaws. Some of y'all gonna get bust in the mouth as soon. Hey, Smashy, I don't want YouTube to hit me, but when I see you, hey, look, some dude in McDonald's all blowing a kiss at that boy. He jumped up so fast, bro. I'm talking about, bro, this while ago, though. Boy, if a dude blowing a kiss at you, why you gonna run after him? First of all, number one. And number two, he just ain't he don't know what I know. Where I'm from, them dudes start blowing kisses at you, boy. You finna go to the other side. Real talk. You finna be on the other side in the upper room. Oh, Nick, I am. I'm a fat boy. Your girl didn't care. That's a grown man right there, boy. I'm a fat boy, a whole fat boy. What's that mean? Nick, what's that mean? You talking, bro, you can't have a mind of like a little 3-year-old, man. Come on, bro. You superficial, bro. Don't tell me you one of them kind of dudes. Nick, you one of them kind. He got a label for everything. Women can't vote. Then he talking about black people. He got a label for everything. A whole label. That's why you from San Francisco. You from the Rainbow District in San Francisco. You act like it, Nick. You so fair. Nick, I don't like no dudes now, Nick. Real talk, though, on everything. Smelly like you though, Nick. She think you cool. I think you a goofy. I'm just playing with you though, Nick. It's all good. It's all good, my boy. I just messing with you, bruh. You can't be in your feelings, man. You can't be looking at life the way you look at it, Nick, though. Somebody gonna bop you in Oakland for real. If you lived in Oakland, walking around saying women can't vote, you gonna get bopped. These women shouldn't be able to vote, boy. That's like in the 1960s stuff. What? In the 40s, in the 50s, what? Women shouldn't be able to vote? What you talking about? Nick, what's wrong with you, man? You don't be smoking that stuff, do you, Nick, though? Real talk, Nick, you don't smoke that stuff, though, do you? Y'all pray for Nick. He on that stuff. He be smoking that stuff. He smoked that stuff. I'm talking about that strong. Nick be smoking that stuff you get straight from Quebecistan. Hey, that stuff Nick smoking, you can't get it from nowhere in these continental United States. You got to get that stuff. It don't even come from Afghanistan. He get that stuff from Quebecistan. Hey, Nick, I'm just messing with you though, my boy. You feel me? Hey, Nick, you wouldn't say that to my daddy. That my daddy, he'll skull drag you, boy. Real talk, though. I guarantee you, he'll skull drag you, Nick. Bro, my daddy in Houston, homeboy. Real talk. They play a little different out in Houston, boy. And my daddy stay about a good 5 minutes from Guns Point. From Guns Point. Bro, you know some girls in Houston. Go to Washington Avenue. See what I'm saying? Like, you Midtown popping. And just go to a bar and just start having conversation with some girls. You know what I'm saying? And Nick, how you told me you from Oakland, tell them you from Guns Point and see their reaction. That's good. YouTube, somebody want to make a YouTube, like one of them little videos. Go to Houston if you Nick, or if you look like Nick, and go to Washington Avenue. You know, it's about 8 different bars, about 30 or 40 restaurants, real talk. And just start at one end and just go down to the other end. And when the girls come to the table, tell them you from Guns Point and see how they respond to you. If they believed you, see how they respond. If they believed you, they ain't gonna believe Nick. They gonna look at Nick, they say, Nick, hey, well, I'm trying to think of some places around Houston that Nick from. Hey, for real though, where they gonna say Nick from though? You know Nick ain't live nowhere in the city. He don't live in the woodlands. Nick live out there in the sticks. Yeah, Nick is. He funny. He can't look. He come up in here talking about women shouldn't be able to vote. You hear me, Violet? He come in here say women shouldn't be able to vote. What? You know, when he started coming in here, I was on here, I was talking about Nick Fuentes. I was saying Nick Fuentes. I was talking so bad about Nick Fuentes. I said, I see Nick Fuentes, I'll beat him up. I said, Nick Fuentes, he's so soft, I wouldn't beat him up, I'd just slap him. And so this dude, Nick, he come up in the stream after we started saying that. You see what I'm saying? He be saying like racist, sexist stuff all the time. That's why I left him around. But he say that I'm a comment to him. A women shouldn't be able to vote. A woman finna be your president within the next, not this election, the next presidential election, the next 1 to 3 presidential elections. A woman gonna be your president. So swallow whatever you gotta swallow, cause it's coming. Period. So women shouldn't be able to vote. But you get your little goofy. He's trying to hold up progress. Them Democrats ain't gonna press you like I am, but I ain't no Democrat. I been take this water bottle, boy. I beat this water bottle down your throat. Hey, that boy be walking around with a water bottle stuck in his throat. Nick got a water bottle stuck in his throat. You know how on them cartoons you just go press on his throat, you hear the water bottle clicking in his throat. Nick, you little goofy boy. That boy, he said he from Oakland. That boy can't spell Oakland. He from the other side of San Francisco, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how, I don't know San Francisco like that. I know New Orleans like that. You go too far down Bourbon Street, you going to get down on that side where you going to go run into RuPaul. You call Nick RuPaul. Hey, Nick RuPaul's sister. Hey, Nick RuPaul's sister, y'all. He a white RuPaul. Y'all know who RuPaul is, son. Nick a white RuPaul. I wish you was Nick Fuentes, though, boy. For real, though. Bro, I'll ride the train to Chicago tomorrow. Today. Train station right there, boy. I'll ride up there to Chicago. Nick Fuentes said he gonna tell his daughter if she see a black man on the train not to sit by. I'm gonna tell my daughter not to sit by you either. Don't sit by no man because he black. You scared of black people. Little soft boys. He's scared of black people. Little soft boys scared of black people. You scared? You can't sit by no black man. I'm scared. That's why I started saying that to him, Violet, when I see him. That's what Smashley say that to him. She already know, Nick. When I run into you, boy, I'm going to get that boy a French kiss. Hey, Nick, I'm going to get that boy. I told him, dog, I'm going to let him live, dog. I'm going to let him live. I'm going to just bat him down some. Put them paws on that boy. Yeah, Nick. Hey, Nick, if we do a live stream, bro, we'll have so many of y'all be on there cracking the whole time I'll be on you, Nick. I ain't even reading your comments. I just jank a whole hour. If I knew you, boy, you would get out this. If I knew you personally, you'd get out this live stream. I wouldn't say nothing personal about you. I'd just be clowning. But I clown you so hard, bro. I used to do that. Look, whenever, like, it was my homeboys, we don't fight our homeboy. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes, like street dudes, they be fighting amongst in that group. But one of my brothers, I wouldn't fight my brothers. So you know what we do, bro? We'd clown each other. That's how we got down. If you were like one of my people and I wanted to like whoop you and I couldn't whoop you, I'd clown you so hard. I put you in a position to make you want to do something. So then I could whoop you. Bro, listen, bro, you gotta quit. You gotta quit talking about my daddy, though, man. Real talk. You can't be talking about my daddy, though, Nick. See, you get beat up for that, Nick. I ain't trying to beat you up, man. I know you're going to call the police on me, bro, like that girl in Connecticut did. I know you're going to call the police, Nick, like the dude in New York did. They be calling the police on me. They want to talk gangster and then going to call the police on me when you see what I go to. Because that person I turn into, I like, what's that movie called where the person just transform? I transform like a transformer. And the person I'm going to turn into, Nick, you're going to be scared of that person. Most people are. I would be scared of him too. He unhinged. I don't even know him. That person I turn into, you know how you know your split personality. You know how they be knowing the other person they turn to. I don't even know the dude I turn into, but that boy don't play. He'll knock you out. Clean off your feet. One punch. Nick, I know you don't weigh 200 pounds. If you weigh less than 200, Nick, this punch, I'm talking about the dude who I busted his face. He was like 240, 250, real talk. He a full grown man. So 240, 250, you going to have to hit him probably about 3-4 times before you get him weak enough or disoriented enough before you could get him down. I'm saying, Nick, how much you weigh? You less than 200 pounds, Nick? Boy, I'm going to rock you one time, boy. That next lick, you on the ground. If I don't get you on that first lick, that second lick, Nick, you hitting the ground. If you weigh less than 200, you better know how to move. Because I'm saying, like Tyson, he hit you. It don't matter who you are. You could weigh 9,000. If he connect on the side of your jaw, it's a wrap. He just got the punch. He got the force behind that punch to where you going to feel that. You going to feel that next week, boy. The next time you see somebody like me, Nick, and you try to get smart with me, if you see somebody look like me, Nick, and you try to get smart with them, you going to feel that, boy. What? Nick? Yo. Hey, Smashley, Nick look like, Toucan Sam looking. Hey, goofball, goof draw looking. I'll tell you what we used to do to boys like you, Nick, though, real talk. Nick, you want me to tell you what we used to do to boys like you, Nick? Real talk, my boy. Oh, I'm like 217. I just got a stomach, bro. That's because I'm sitting down. It's just a little stomach. It stretch out when I stand up, Nick. When I stand up, it stretch out. You feel me? I ain't trying to hide, bro. What I look like, bro, at 45 years old, bro? You better let that girl see your stomach. You trying to hide a stomach? I'm trying to put on shirts so I can hide my... Look, if I'm 45 and if you won't talk to me because you say I'm too fat, then I probably ain't the person for you. Real talk, because I'm going to find problems and faults in you too. So I'm going to just be like, I ain't going to talk to you because your nose too big. So go get your nose fixed. You see, you can't talk like that to a girl. She ain't never going to forget that. But see, that I could say that to her too. Yeah, girl, I liked her so much. Her body, though. Her body, she was so fine. But she said something like that, but your nose, look at your nose. That girl knows every time she go to the mirror to look at that nose, bro, I promise you, she feel some kind of inferior. I promise you that nose make her feel inferior. It got to. Look at that, bro. I'm talking about she had a nose like no other. You feel me? But I ain't never say nothing about her nose, so she gonna say something about me because I eat too many McDonald's cheeseburgers. Hey, Nick, bro, I ain't gonna stay here and play with you all day, Nick. Nick, you better give me a $20 tip, Nick. I'm dead serious. When I see you, I'm gonna clap you, boy. Nick, I'm gonna show you what we do to boys like you where I'm from. You talking about you in Oakland. I'm gonna show you what we do to boys like you where I'm from, boy. Yeah. If you in Oakland, ask Gavin Newsom what state in America got the most murder. Yeah, that's where I'm from, boy. The state with the highest number of murders per capita. That's where I'm from. But to show you what we do to you where I'm from. Find that boy at the gas station. Push that boy out the car like he was a bag of potatoes. Mm, just too easy. That boy running around saying he got some pounds. You know where you at? Where you from? Where they go for 3 pounds? They take your life for 3 pounds of some weed. What? Took a boy life and pushed him out the car like a sack of potatoes at the gas station and rolled off. Hey Nick, it ain't sweet, boy. But hey Nick, when I see you, I'ma kiss you, boy. I'ma give you a kiss, Nick. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I'ma drop a kite. I'ma drop a kite on you, Nick. I'ma drop a kite, Nick. I just gotta get whatever. I just gotta get the set. Make sure that's the same set in Oakland as it is in Chicago. Make sure that's the same set in Chicago, Nick. I'm gonna put a kite on you, boy. You go next time you go to the gas station, Nick. Oh man. Hey Nick, though, you can't be talking to Smashy like that. You can't be disrespecting Smashy, Nick. Nick, you hear me? You can't disrespect Smashy like that, Nick. Nick, I wish we had a live stream where we could actually like be in front of each other. I mean, for like 10 minutes. Yeah, she do get a vote. I'm gonna let you get your last little joke in, though. Get your last little joke in, though, because you can't disrespect Smash. There ain't nobody in this stream. Nick, you ain't been in here. When Ty Brew and Donnie, all them come in this stream, they got ask her. You don't I don't believe in disrespecting women, though. I don't like that. I'm a full grown man. I ain't no little boy no more. I'm a man. When I became a man, I put away childish things. When I became a man, I don't believe in disrespecting women, though. I really don't believe in disrespecting humans at all, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes I ain't perfect, but a man disrespecting a woman, I don't like that, nigga. Make me want to pop you, bro. Nick, I'll have you scared, bro. I'll make you go call the police right now, Nick. Hey, seriously, I'll make that boy call the police on this live stream, bro, on everything. Oh, who you talking about? Oh, you talking about that? Hey, look, Smashy, this is what I'm gonna do to him. This you just an example, though, Nick. I like you. So, Nick, I like you, though. So, Smashy, look, we timed them out. I could have timed them out, Smashy, for like 5 minutes or whatever like that, but I only timed them out for a minute because I want to see if he popped back up. Hey, Smashy, I only timed him out for a minute because I want to see if he popped back up in the live stream. And if he popped back up in the live stream, then, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to see if he going to be disrespectful. Because if he disrespectful again, we going to time him out for like 30. You feel me, Smash? But, you know what I'm saying, we'll let him continue because I do have fun, like, you know, poking at him. But, you know, if he being disrespectful to you like that, who could be wired? Who could be white? You talking about your boy? You think so? If he is, I don't care who he wired to. I'ma sue whoever he got to. Whoever listening to his wire gonna get sued. It's, bro, on everything I love, who the police? It ain't nobody he could wire to. I'ma take you to the judge. He don't know nobody more powerful than the judge. That's why I keep trying to tell him. I'ma take you to the judge. I'll put you in the appeals court. So whoever his wired to, if it's the police, I'ma knock the knees from under. You ain't finna wire and listening to me. I'm a disabled veteran, boy. I ain't do nothing. What we doing wrong? I ain't doing nothing wrong. Nick, get back up in here. There you go. Oh, okay. See there? He came back up in here, Smashy. Smashy, look, he came back up in here with the same thing. So look, Smashy, we gonna do him like this then. We gonna 5-minute him. Look, I put him in there 5 minutes. You know, Smashy, look, I was gonna try to put him in there for a minute. And then he popped back up in the stream talking about the same thing. Like, hey. So we gonna put him in there for 5 this time. You know what I'm saying? Smashy talking about repealing the 19. No, it's for their own good. So, bro, a woman is smarter than he is. If you gonna ask me if I'm gonna pick him or Smashley to do anything in life, I'm gonna pick Smashley. You feel me? Especially these dudes who really they ain't that strong. You know, you say me and Smashley, we gotta move the furniture. And I can ask Nick to help me. I can ask Smashley. Nick, I'm gonna be carrying the couch just as heavy on my side if Smashley or if Nick, I'll get Smashley to help me. It ain't nothing in life I'ma do, Nick. Especially not nothing really that I'ma do where I'ma pick you over her. Hey, you said don't vote for no woman, bro. I ain't with that though. That ain't really that cool though. You know what I'm saying? Bro, that ain't no different opinion. It's a difference than a different opinion and an opinion that hurts people. You saying a woman that shouldn't vote, bro? That's like you going too far back. That's like going back in the Stone Ages. That's like saying a black man shouldn't vote. You can have all the opinion you want to. I'm just not trying to hear it on my live stream. That's hatred. That's how I view that. I know it's a different opinion, but you saying a black man shouldn't vote is hatred to me. So I ain't disrespecting your opinion, but I ain't trying to hear it on my live stream. Listen, him saying that about a woman, he directly talking to that girl. I ain't for y'all. Bro, what should be in this live, it'll be 15 people commenting regularly down below. She the only girl. And all 14 of their comments directed at her. Hey, nah. I don't do that. That's bullying. You ain't finna bully her. Not with me around. Bully me. They do that to me. I don't care though. I'll take it. You ain't finna bully her though. She the only girl in this 15 dudes in the live stream and they all trying to get at her. Messing with her. Nah, bro, we ain't riding like that. Smashy, I like that. Oh, okay, boo-boo. You finna get on down? Shot-town. That's my homie though. She cool. She good people. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't met no girl from Illinois. It's not no white girl. That wasn't cool. Not from Illinois. I ain't met no white girl. I don't know no white girl from Illinois that I ever known that wasn't cool. Not no white girl. I'm just being real with you. That's real. Not no white girl. I might have met a black girl or two before. You know them black girls, they strong, especially out there. You know what I'm saying? If you up there in the city, you know that's the land they gotta be. But I'm saying I ain't never Hispanic girl too. I met a couple of. I ain't never met no white girl from Illinois. I'm talking about go down Effingham, go down into Illinois, right down south. All them white girls cool. They super cool. All the ones I met, they real cool. You know what I'm saying? They vibe with ghosts. Just some females do. They just, for some types of females do, they just vibe with ghosts. All the ones I met were cool as I don't know what. I know other white girls too from Illinois that I ain't met in Illinois. And they all cool. I ain't never met one that white. I think it's because of you in Chicago. How can you not be cool in Chicago unless you Nick Fuentes? Oh, see there, she says she in Southern Illinois, super Southern Illinois. That's what I'm saying. I just told y'all that. Just said that before. We said Chicago, but I'm saying like I told y'all, I done met. So I'm telling you, more than one white like down there in Illinois. Like, and I'm telling you, like they cool as I don't know what. They cool with ghosts. They might not be cool with you. They cool with ghosts, y'all. That's my time, man. I'm finna get out of here. My boy Nick, when he come back up in here, we gonna be gone. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, like I appreciate y'all staying to the end. The people I see y'all in here watching, y'all just popping in and comment, man. Listen, real talk though, like I don't believe in like hating on people because they're different than me. When I say people, that means not just black people. That means hating on white people. That means hating on females. You see what I'm saying? Hating on Asian people. I ain't saying I'm above that, and I don't do. You might see me do it tomorrow, but I know it's not right. That's the difference. I correct myself if I did it because I know it's not right. Some people do that kind of stuff and think that that's right. It's not right. You see what I'm saying? It's not right to bully people, man. Try to pick on people. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? The people who do that, like, you are who you are, but it's not right. And I can never support like 10 dudes in a live stream, political live stream, just sitting there getting at a girl. Even though she tough and she could take it, you just don't do it. That behavior ain't good, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to really just be trying to be good and cool and nice with each other. But I know that's like some fairy tale stuff, but that's what we should do. What's some real stuff, though, we should be trying to live like Jesus. Because he suffered, he bled, and he died on the cross for our sins. He's waiting to save you. He's waiting to forgive you. He's waiting to love you. And regardless of what the preacher said, he will meet you where you are. Every day I wake up, I say, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Smashley, baby, I appreciate you staying to the end with me. As usual, of course, we'll be live again on Thursday at 7 a.m. Eastern, y'all. I'm finna get on down. I got to run, take care of some stuff, man. I love every last one of you. Smasher, you know you my girl, fam. I got your back, y'all. I'm out, man. I'll see y'all on Thursday.